Hey, everybody. This is a special edition of the Toyleet Network, Toyleet Takeover. I don't have an intro because my other stream stuff is all set up with Travis's stuff, and I don't want to mess it up on him because it's very complicated. So there's no intro. But here we are on Tuesday night. Travis was over hanging out with Brick something, but he is actually not really there because that was pre-recorded. He is on a trip for his new work, so he's doing some training stuff. So he might pop in, but I did have a guest come on here with me. So without further ado, I will bring the man, the myth, the legend, the keep living the adventure himself, Jeff from Skunkworks Studios. What's up, brother?
What's going on, man? How's it
Not
going?
much, man. Not much. Yeah, my I use EV Mux now for our streaming, and Travis has all these buttons and all this stuff set. I'm like, I'm not gonna mess with this, dude. I tried setting
Oh,
the stream up and everything earlier today. I was like, I got StreamYard still. I'll just choose that. It's
I'll
gonna
tell
be
you what,
easier.
I love. So I usually watch you guys' live stream when I'm going to bed. So I'm usually
Yeah,
laying in bed watching it. Now I'm always laughing at Travis because he always looks so stern and intense, like he's got
yeah,
a billion things going on.
he
And
does.
I know, and him getting through that live stream, I can just see the relief probably on
He's
his
got
face when
like
it's all over.
he's got like 8 monitors or some crazy shit like that, and he's like, let me test this before we go live. Is it, can you hear this? I'm like, yep. And he's like, how about now? I'm like, nope. And he's like, all right, how about now? I'm like, you're not sharing your screen, dude. And he's like, oh, it's over on this monitor. I got to drag it over. I'm like, you're crazy, dude.
Oh, he's something. He's funny.
Yeah.
I love it because it's there's always like that's what I love about you guys' show. I think I've said this before. There's people have like just a perfectly produced show. It looks beautiful. Everything's great. And then
Mm-hmm.
the real shows, the authentic ones are the ones where you're having technical difficulties or somebody screwed something up. And those are the best ones to watch because we've all been there.
Oh, yeah. The people that have their highly produced shows have producers and everything else that are running the show for them. They're no different than the news anchor sitting at the table reading the notes, man.
Dude, every live stream, I think every live stream I've done on my recent ones last before the summer started, every one of them, I had to have problems with every one of them. There was one time I think we had like a 20-minute conversation with somebody. It was going great, and I forgot to even start the live stream.
Been there, done that.
You're like, shit, this is what I
Yeah.
did.
When
Of
I
course,
first started using StreamYard with when it was me and my son doing it, I can't remember. We had a guest on, but we were having a conversation, and then I was like, "Oh shit! Did anybody push live?" And I was like, "I
uh,
didn't." Luke's like, "I didn't," and of course the guest's like, "I certainly didn't." Like, well, I guess we got to start all over.
oh,
Great
man,
conversation though, and then of course you don't remember any of it, right? To talk about it, and it's like,
yeah, when I got popped for me and Jim Egner that one time when we were showing pew pews, that was a
Punk's
great
Punk
conversation.
saying, "Are you taking shots at my highly produced show?" Yes, Punk. You're the one who we were talking about exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I
I laughed because as soon as I saw Jim hold that up and then you were gone,
Oh
then I
man,
shot you that message on Instagram. I was like, somebody showed a gun, and you're like, yeah, I just figured that out because that happened to Punk. We were on the clubhouse on Saturday night, right?
that's what he said.
And that
Was it the
Corey
V?
from
Was it the one from V? What
no
did he show?
Corey was Corey. He does make, shape, and create, right? He does a lot of custom like props and stuff and figures,
Yeah.
and he made a Mandalorian pistol out of
Oh,
wood,
okay.
right? It was like a piece of wood, and then it had like a plastic or a metal pipe, like
Uh-huh.
attached to the side of it, right, to give that a look, right? It looked really good, but it was made out of wood. And all he was showed up, and Punk had just come on and just like broadcasted to his channel, and all of a sudden it was gone. It was like, man, it
Oh
didn't shut us
yeah.
down though, which is a weird thing, right? It was like it did not shut us down; it just shut Punk down. It was weird.
Oh man, that's just such a shitty feeling when that happens too.
And of course, YouTube, you can't, you don't have any idea what's going on until they send you the email, and you argue with the people back and forth, and you're really just
Oh yeah,
talking to bots.
I've been there, done that. Got heated. I've been heated.
And
Been heated on a chat.
well, let's run through the chat real quick and just see who's here, and then
Looks like
we'll jump in.
we got some guys I recognize here.
Yeah, we got Master Versal Toy Hunter Eldor. What's happening, my man? Good to see you. And Menhoza saying, "What's up, all?" What's up, Menhoza? And we, of course, got this guy. Is this the right show? Travis seems to be elsewhere. Travis is always elsewhere, even when he's here.
He's researching questions for the next Joe episode we're going to do.
He's talking to the Chat GPT about trivia questions for the next
He might want to go to
trivia contest.
He might want to go to Grok next time and just skip Chat GPT.
Or just do the smart thing and go visit 3D Joe's and be done with it. Tell you everything you ever needed to know.
It will.
G.I. Jetman, what's up, Jetman? And we got Mudhorn Station. Ian's in the house. What's up, Ian? And we are now ToyTube official as Nolan is here saying hi to me and you in the chat. What's up, Nolan? I just saw you over on the Brick Something Stand channel. And Roll Keeper's here listening from work. Hello, Roll Keeper.
It's the best time to listen at work.
Yep. And Brian from Endless Fables. Hey, Brian. Long time no see, brother. And Matthew Matson saying, nerds.
Absolutely.
He always thinks he's so funny with that.
It's about as funny as that beard in his profile picture.
Yeah. He probably got beat up by a guy that said that to him one time. Now he's just trying to be cool. Oh, so tonight we're going to talk about Sasquatch toys.
Absolutely. You got some.
Punk says, who was the only G.I. Joe figure that served in the military? First of all, the figures never served in the military unless they were out in combat. I mean, I guess guys could have taken them out there, but
could have taken them on tour with them.
Yeah, too funny. So you and I both kind of loved the whole Sasquatch thing for quite a while, right?
Absolutely, yep.
It's kind of one of the things that
cryptids
started our friendship between the adventure team and the old cryptid conversations and stuff we used to have. So since then, which has been about 15 years since you and I first started talking, there's been some decent Sasquatch toys that have come out. I will say, I was in a previous chat on the Brick Something channel, and Jetman asked me if I was going to be talking about the Sasquatch from Alpha Flight, and I was like, nope, totally forgot about him. So,
well, that now that you mention it, yeah. As we get going, that was probably the first super articulated Sasquatch figure that was made, right? I mean, I think it even predates the
the original Toy Biz one, yeah, for sure, probably.
Yeah, I think what was the line of figures that they made a few years ago? They're about 6-inch.
Oh, those are the creature replicas.
Creature replicas, yeah. Which I bought one of those for my brother after you suggested it because he's a huge Bigfoot guy. But I think that Sasquatch from Alpha Flight that probably Toy Biz probably did. Is that probably the first?
Yeah, that was Toy Biz that did the first ones. I believe Hasbro has done one since then, but
yeah.
So yeah, first highly articulated one, and of course we're going to discuss some of the ones from the past, like the one from the $6 Million Man and the tremendously scary Yeti from the original G.I. Joe and the Abominable Snowman set. So.
Yeah, the one that looks like a small turd.
Yes.
Yeah, it's funny, like.
Oh yeah, they're saying, and Brian saying that Hasbro did a Build-A-Figure of Sasquatch. Very cool.
Was that they did the Sasquatch. Did they also do a Wendigo figure? Did
yes.
They do a Wendigo? Yeah.
They did do a Wendigo,
yep. Yeah. Which is kind of in the same kind of lore in a way,
Yeah. That's one thing about that new, we'll get into it, that loose collector Yeti with the horns. I guess you could kind of use that as a form of a Wendigo too.
Yeah, the whole Sasquatch deal, when you start talking about it, it's kind of weird how, you and I are old enough to remember the 70s when you had, what the TV series that was dedicated to Sasquatch.
Yeah.
And Sasquatch was super popular because that was a little bit after the Patterson film came out. And, Sasquatch was really fresh in a lot of our minds. And
the amount of like horror movies that were produced, in the 70s around Bigfoot was ridiculous. Like I remember there was the Legend of Boggy Creek, which I've watched recently. The Creature from Black Lake.
A lot of good ones.
There's another one that was called Sasquatch or something, and this is funny because I remember my dad took me and my brother to see it, right? And I was just a wee lad. I mean, probably 5 years old at the most. And of course, the Sasquatch is like ripping guys' arms off and stuff, and gave me nightmares for as long as I can remember, right? And that's why I probably like Sasquatch now because it's like,
Yeah, it was a super pop culture item in the 70s. You had that Leonard Nimoy TV series, which
yeah,
they always covered weird stuff like that.
yeah. Then there was what was the kid show? Bigfoot and something boy, Bigfoot
Oh,
and
yeah,
Wild Boy,
Wild was it Wild Boy?
Wild Boy maybe, Wild Boy, Bigfoot and Wild Boy. I think is what that was
Something
called.
like that. Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
goofy ass 70s, but
yeah,
it fit with the 70s perfect.
yeah. And then you had the what's his name from uh, the Lost World, Chaka, right? That's his name.
Chaka, yeah, Chaka, the little baby
Which I mean,
Bigfoot
they were
from
basically
Land of the
small
Lost.
Sasquatches.
Yeah, he was a little Sasquatch turd.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like it kind of cooled off for a few decades, and then it seems like now, within the last 10 years,
Well, yeah,
it's
it
kind of
was,
come back
like they
around.
started having those shows where guys were like going out finding cryptids, right? And
Yep,
different ones, all sorts of different ones. And then all of a sudden they came out with like Finding Bigfoot and,
yep.
Josh Gates was out hunting around for it and stuff like that. And it's like all of a sudden it just blew up.
Yeah, it's back in the ethos again, and everybody's doing stuff. And now, coincidentally, we've got a bunch of figures coming out from
Yep.
everybody, right?
Yeah.
Except for
Absolutely. I
except
know
for
you and I, right? I got a couple of our custom pictures in my slideshow that I was showing you.
awesome.
And it's like you and I back in, 2000, 2002 were, making customs because unless you used, a 12-inch Wookiee, figure that you could
Yeah,
get. I mean, that was pretty much the only thing you had was, using Chewbacca as the old stand-in. And I used to, right?
yep.
Because I had the vintage 12-inch and his bandolier come off, and everything else. So he was just a Sasquatch, and he was the guy that was attacking my figures.
Absolutely. And then you also had that one you could buy at Toys R Us. I think it wasn't the Chat May, but it was in there with all the Chat May stuff, I think, and it was the big, tall,
Oh yeah, yeah,
16-inch foam one.
yeah.
That everybody had, either the Yeti or the Bigfoot. They used to post those all the time.
Oh yeah, that was
You know,
huge. Everybody's like, look at this thing. I remember what's his name, Builderama,
Angelo,
Angelo.
the Annabelle, yeah,
Yeah, he had all those things. And
he
anytime he
did.
found a figure that was close to Bigfoot, he was out buying that thing.
Yeah, and then, dudes would go out and buy that King Kong from Kong Skull Island.
Oh
And
yeah,
it was like
yeah,
15 inches tall, and they would mod it out and make it look
yep.
like a Bigfoot.
Oh, there was a whole bunch of those all over the place too for a while. It's like,
Yeah, it's kind of funny when you talk about it. Like, we with the adventure team stuff always embraced Bigfoot, but there was never a Bigfoot in any of the original adventure team stuff.
no. Well, there's an abominable snowman that was knee high
Absolutely,
to a
yep.
grasshopper.
Yep, tiny little guy, but
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't really know that. They probably think, oh my gosh, they probably made one of those in the 70s, but no, they didn't make
No.
nothing. That was later on when we were making stuff ourselves.
Yeah, because that Yeti, the new adventure classic collection adventure team set with the dude and the Yeti that came in the
That was a club
box.
exclusive. Yep.
No, the first one, the small
Oh,
one.
yeah, the Yeti.
white.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was the Yeti. The fur
He
one.
came out well after you and I had our first customs in the box,
Oh yeah,
and he was just on that wire frame, right? It's
Yep.
like, yeah,
wireframe stuff, like a soft goods with a
Yep.
wireframe, and then the sculpted hands and face and whatnot. I think I
Yeah.
got him behind me there. Actually, I do. Maybe.
Let me say hi to a couple more people, and then we'll jump into the slideshow. We'll talk about each little figure and what we think. So we got Fat Red Foo. What's up, brother? And Ian saying, do you use Chewie as a stand-in? Yes, we did use Chewie as a stand-in. We had no other choice. I remember I had the Star Wars Chewbacca, of course, the small one, right? The 3 3/4 inch. And he was probably like 4 inches compared to the rest of the figures, because they made his head really tall.
Right.
And I had the Mego pocket-sized superheroes, Batman and Robin. And I remember playing on the back picnic table all the time, with Chewbacca like rolling the Batmobile over because he was Bigfoot. And he could
He's Bigfoot.
he could just do what he wanted. So Jetman is saying Toy Biz did a Wendigo and Hasbro did a Wendigo Build-A-Figure. Okay.
Yeah, I kind of remember those.
Why don't we have more cryptids, Brian? That's a very good question. We've often asked that for many years.
It's a government conspiracy, buddy.
It is, right? They don't want it too accepted. Now it's getting accepted because they want, when Bigfoot and the aliens arrive, you'll understand that, it's not going to be so detrimental.
As soon as they chip us all, and then we start seeing those holograms,
Yep.
we'll all be seeing Bigfoot.
They'll all be seeing Bigfoot, right? And it'll be just like those shapeshifter reality jumping Bigfoots that they talk about.
Yeah.
Menhoza saying Harry and the Hendersons really blew my mind how good Harry was.
Yeah, that's true.
They did a really good job on that for a comedy movie, right? They did a great job for
that and the Jack Link's beef jerky Bigfoot are both.
He's my
awesome.
favorite Sasquatch, man. He's
absolutely.
Jetman saying there was an episode of MacGyver that dealt with the Bigfoot. I did not know that.
I did not know that either.
A MacGyver fan though. And Plastic Skulls is here saying, "What's up? What's up, Plastic Skulls?
What's up, man?"
And Brick something who is actually over in Japan buying all the stuff that you love.
Oh, you get some
at least looking at it.
Jumbo machinders, bro.
And look at this guy coming in.
Whoa!
From the hotel. From the hotel. What's up, Trav?
How's it going, guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Are you running from the cops? You're talking light.
Oh, I'm just at the hotel, man. Just at the hotel.
Did you got a roommate, or are you just talking quiet so the neighbors don't hear you?
No, it's just me, man. It's just me. I'm just talking quiet, probably because the way my mic sounds is probably coming through the wrong tool.
You got your pants on?
I do.
Yeah, that's cool. You just didn't know,
That's the quietest I've ever actually heard you talk.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, man. Just stopped in and saw you guys running, so I figured I'd jump in real quick. Saw you had in the chat on Brick's channel just before this.
Yeah, good. That was a good show you guys did. I watched about 8:30, then I had to watch the rest of it afterwards. So.
Good deal. You guys can go ahead. I'll just hang out. I'll listen in.
All right. I was just reading through the chat. So everybody, this is Travis. In case you don't know, he's the co-host, Mr. Wonderful. And Menhoza is saying the Hoth Wampa was a pretty good substitute for a Bigfoot Yeti. Yeah, I used the Hoth Wampa. I also used that. They made that figure for Star Trek. That was the white dude with the single horn. I can't remember his name. I used him too. Kenzo's Creations. What's up, Kenny? I'm gonna kick your ass next time I see you at a con. But this is the best Travis has ever sounded. I don't even have to tell you who said that comment. Kokanee Beer used Sasquatch in their old commercials and hide one on every can. Really?
So I had myself on mute there just a second ago when I was talking. Yes, I know who sent it, and I know who said it. I could see who said it. The only thing is, it took binoculars and a microscope to see that little man from all the way up here.
Poor Lawrence.
You better be careful. Punk will send Jetman over to your hotel and run your ass over in his wheelchair.
Oh, man.
Because that's what Jetman does now. He told us that when he goes to cons, he just runs people over in his wheelchair. He's got one of those monster truck ones, He's got the big wheels. And you're only like probably 15, 20 minutes from where he is now because you're in Rochester, right?
Yeah, I'm down in the heart of Rochester.
Yeah, he's not that far from you.
I guess I'm a few blocks from the toy museum there.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
In Rochester, Jeff, basically midway between where Travis and I both live, they have the Rochester Museum of Play, and they have like a downstairs area that's kind of like family focused, where kids can interact with different things, and then upstairs, and they have like vintage toys all over the place in cases and stuff, but upstairs they have like an actual toy museum that's pretty cool.
Punk is oh man, he's killing me.
He's
funny shit. He is too much.
The thing is, he can't hear me over it. It's not because he can't hear me over all the subs. It's because even when he stands on top of all 7,000, he's still a foot and a half shorter.
Well, that's what I was saying to Punk, like when we were at Joe Fest, we were talking about hiding from different people, right? And he's like, "Oh, it's easy for me to hide." And he figured out that it's not that easy for him to hide because everybody knows to look for the shortest fucker in the place, and that's Punk.
Just walk around looking for your shoes. You'll see
Yeah.
'em.
It's like watching a leprechaun skip by. Look at that.
Where's the pot of gold, boys? I love you, Punk, man. Okay, guys. Hey, I'm gonna drop out of here. I just want to pop in and say what's up.
All right, brother.
Get hazed a little bit by Punk. Make sure it was a normal Tuesday.
When you back home tomorrow?
Yeah. I head
All
back
right,
after
cool.
the office tomorrow. So
Stay safe.
All right, brother.
Thanks for jumping in for me tonight and helping out. Looking forward to listening to you guys talk about some really cool Sasquatches. I know there's that big one in the the Abominable Snowman or whatever he is.
Yeah,
So,
there's a lot of them.
Yeah, there's one that you could use to defend a country if you needed to. It's so freaking big.
That new one, yeah.
It's only 10 inches.
Only
Awesome.
10 inches. That's what she said.
Yeah, that's what she said. Yeah. Take it easy, guys.
Later, man.
Have a good one, brother. All right, so
I almost ended the stream on you. You should be very thankful. I almost hit end and ended the stream.
I would have drove to Rochester and kicked your ass myself.
Take it easy, dudes.
Hour and 15, I'm there, brother. I'm going to get you.
Later, man.
Or knock on your door when you're sleeping. Punk. Just sent you a link on Instagram at MacGyver and Bigfoot. Thanks, Punk.
Oh, cool.
Did you send it to Jeff too? Because he'd like to see it. All right, let's bring up this slideshow.
Let's do it.
All right. This is the Sasquatch Watch. This is, toy myths and monster sightings. Have you ever actually been squatching?
No, I have not actually. I've been to places where they've, allegedly seen them, but I've not seen anything as far as a Squatch. You shared with me a story from when you were a kid about it on our live stream. We did that one time. So, no, it seems like a lot of people have stories about him. I mean, my sister. I was just out seeing my sister out west, and her and her husband are huge Sasquatch fans, and they went to a Sasquatch convention. We had a long discussion one night about it. It's really interesting. And I got a brother, my oldest brother. He's a huge Sasquatch guy. Like he's in it deep. He's about as deep into Sasquatches as I am into like conspiracy theories.
Really?
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. I like your brother already.
No, you guys get along great.
So Punk wants me to Punk, that's on Facebook. I don't do Facebook. He sent me a link to bring up the MacGyver thing, and I don't do Facebook, so I can't see it. Oh, so anyway, yeah, I've had a couple of encounters. I've seen some prints out in the wild, but I used to go looking for her, right? So, and I used to go in places that was way out in the back country where people don't go. So, yeah,
and it's really it's common in upstate New York, right? I mean, what's the Adirondacks?
When you get up to the Adirondacks in that area, because like the Beast of Whitehall is one of the most famous, Sasquatch sightings that took place over several weeks in New York. It's just outside of New York City, really. But that woodland, everybody thinks New York City is like all in New York, right? And it's just one big city, but we have one big city, then the rest is basically countryside.
Common sense.
Yeah. So the Whitehall area butts right up to where, the Adirondacks start, and then the Adirondacks just go right up into the Vermont mountains, and then that just crosses the river into Canada, which is the Algonquin Mountains. So, I mean, one of my sightings was in the Algonquin Mountains. That was pretty wild, but I saw my son and I went squatching maybe 5 years ago in the Adirondacks, and we have a picture somewhere. I have a picture of his foot next to an actual footprint, which is definitely a footprint. Had I had casting material on me because I was just out. We just were camping and said he wanted to go squatching for the first time. So I didn't really have any, gear because I wasn't, It's not on Facebook, bitch. The link you sent is on Facebook, dude. Ask me for my FB code, and I don't have an FB code. So anyway, back to this. We're talking Sasquatch, not MacGyver, anyway. I never watched MacGyver because I never cared for a guy that could glue paper clips and stuff together. That was Mr. T's job. Maddie, what's up, man? Here's another. Maddie's a friend of mine who's local, but he does a lot of hiking up in the Adirondack Mountains. So.
Nice.
So this is a picture you kind of. I stole a couple of these from one you sent me.
I did. I sent that to you. That was going to be for a future live stream that we're going to probably do.
Yeah. So this is. I love it, and I mean, I guess it's AI, and everybody can say what they want to say, but this is just a cool picture. And then I like the one that you did for You Keep Living the Adventure, where you got the Yeti there and the snow gear. Just cool. Yep. You know, like. AI art has its place, you know, a lot of people complain about it, but just whipping up something like this that's fun just for yourself, and you know, you're not trying to pass it off as something you painted or, you know, sell it for whatever, you know, it's like perfect for that. I use AI art all the time for like when I'm designing custom like dios or figures, just to kind of get an overall feel of what I, you know, want, right?
Yeah, and you know, for a lot of the AI art stuff that I do, like for instance this here, I actually used my Wild Man of Kathmandu photos I shot, and then I kind of put it into AI program.
Just have it animated.
Take this and make a picture inspired by that. But you know, I use it for thumbnails and other stuff. You know, I would be willing to entertain an argument with anybody over it, but I'm not doing it for profit or anything. So I mean, whatever.
Ian, I believe that Yeti is it's the light after he got done eating Rudolph that's coming out of his nose. That's
Rudolph. No, you know what? No, you know what I used to inspire this? It was actually the box art for the Sears Abominable Snowman set.
Oh,
that's what I used, because if you look, it's real similar. Yeah, that's what I used.
I have the box art, so we'll see in just a minute.
For sure.
So not that these are in any kind of actual dated order, but probably one of the first Bigfoot toys that came out.
Probably the first
was the Bigfoot from the $6 Million Man TV show.
One of the most prized collectibles to this day.
Yes. Absolutely awesome Sasquatch figure. Of course, they used the body, modified it a little bit to make Chewbacca later on.
Yep.
He was just pretty cool. And of course, of course, they found out that he was a bionic Bigfoot. He wasn't really Bigfoot.
Yeah, he was a robot from Venus.
Yeah, he's a robot.
Did you have that when you were a kid?
I did not have it. Menhoza, you had that as a kid? That's awesome.
My brother Bart had it. He had that guy. I remember playing with that guy.
and Ian saying a more convincing costume than the Giant Gonzalez from the WWE. Absolutely. But it's kind of funny because, you know, this figure, like you said, is one of the most sought after. You know, I saw, what was that guy that used to go around? What was his name? He go around and buy all the toy collections and stuff. There's like a TV show for it. Toy Hunter or something like that.
Yeah, Toy Hunters. Yeah, the guy, the little
Steve, I think his name was, or something like that.
Yeah.
I saw him buy one of these on the thing. You know, it was open, but it was still full box, you know, figure in it, perfect condition and stuff. And I was just like, damn. Actually, no, Lou Ferrigno did not play this guy because he was much bigger than Lou Ferrigno, because Lou Ferrigno's not that tall.
Andre the Giant played
played the first one. Yep.
And Lurch played the second one.
Yeah, the guy that played Lurch played the second one. And he's on the next page. So I didn't know this, but another company made a smaller version of that same thing later on. And I didn't know that.
What year is that from?
I don't know. I just found this when I was searching for the $6 Million Man Bigfoot. And then the other people
looks like Zika Toys. Is that right? Does that say Zika?
Yeah, that is Zika's logo right there. It's a Zika
Toys. It was probably within the last 10 or 12 years.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Zika hasn't been around that long. And this is the other guy, the guy that played Lurch. This is the second guy. But,
and then also Mattel made one for their WWE line, didn't they? Didn't they do an Andre the Giant figure for their Elites line or something like that? If the world's biggest wrestling fan was here, he could tell us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, plastic. So that we were just saying he was an alien. They found out that he was a robotic alien from Venus or
Yep.
Saturn or somewhere
Good
else.
storyline. Classic
Um,
storyline.
but one of the other companies made a 8-inch version of this on like Amigo style body
You
with
did.
a
Yep.
real fluffy like suit. Right, it was so bulky he
Mm-hmm.
kind of looked like a teddy bear with a Sasquatch head. So
Like a
just pretty cool.
Teletubby.
Yeah, exactly. Just pretty cool that they, still after all this time. I mean, this is like 77, 78.
This is probably, I would say this, I don't know what you think, but this version of Bigfoot is probably one of the most iconic pop culture Bigfoots ever. Right? I mean,
100%.
it's just everybody sees this from the $6 million man and knows instantly what it is, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if you see this and don't know what this is, you're probably living under a rock.
Yeah, or you're under 35.
Right. Yeah, or if you're probably a classified collector.
Yeah, or maybe a brony. The sci-fi show The Invisible Man, I believe, got his abilities from Sasquatch they caught.
Interesting.
Really?
I did not know that.
I did not know that either.
Huh.
And Elder saying, "Yeah, I don't think he'll be feeling the cold too much. No, definitely not feeling any cold with that suit on for sure."
That's probably one of the best storylines from the $6 Million Man was the Sasquatch.
Oh yeah, and I loved I was born in '73, so I was too young for this when this was out, But I remember after I became obsessed with Sasquatch and stuff, right? And of course, I was always a Planet of the Apes fan, so it kind of just bled from that. But I saw this figure, and then I found out that Chewbacca was made from it, and I was like, okay, good. I used to use my Chewbacca as Bigfoot all the time, so it works.
Yeah, I work with a guy, one of my best friends at work. He's probably your age, I would say. He has his bionic Bigfoot still at home at his parents' house. It's up in their attic. I'm like, why don't you go dig that thing out, dude, and let it breathe?
Let it breathe. Let it sit over here on my desk for a little while.
Let me play with it, man. Come on.
It probably still in good shape. Probably just needs to be restrung and it'd be fine.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, that plastic back then did not deteriorate. It was just the cheap joint plastic and the rubber grommets and stuff that they use that were the problem.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of that plastic that they used on those figures. It's similar to what they have on the Shogun Warriors.
Yeah.
Lasts forever. It's in every landfill.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Never going away.
The only thing it did was discolor over time, right? But if
Yeah.
it's been in a closed attic, you don't have to worry about that.
Nope.
And then that takes us to the Abominable Snowman from the G.I. Joe Adventure Team. Now, this is the size of the snowman next to a 12-inch G.I. Joe. He was literally like 3 inches tall. Now, Hasbro was just reusing molds as much as they possibly could to make money, of course. This was a remolded pygmy gorilla from the Capture the Pygmy Gorilla set. They just did it in white instead of black.
Yep.
Plastic Skulls had that Bigfoot as a kid with Steve Austin. I had Steve Austin as a kid. I never got the Bigfoot.
Yeah, I would say this set here from, I think it was a Sears exclusive, was probably I would say probably almost the most popular, next to maybe the Search for the Mummy's Tomb.
Absolutely, I would have to say for sure.
I think a lot of people who were 70s G.I. Joe collectors who grew up with that probably absolutely remember this. I know my brother had this set. My brother Bart, my oldest brother, had this set, and I remember that a lot.
Sometime that's another idea that we could do for a show sometime is just walk through some of the coolest, Adventure Team sets, right?
Absolutely.
Like the Abominable Snowman, the Mummy's Tomb, and then there was
Search for the Stolen Idol.
Yeah, the Idol. And we could even touch on some of the adventure G.I. Joe Adventure. What the hell was it called? Before the Adventure Team came out.
The Adventures of G.I. Joe.
Yeah, Adventures of G.I. Joe. Thanks.
Yep.
It had the what the hell was the one with the raft that everybody pays thousands of dollars just for the raft pole?
Would have been
Mouth of Doom, right?
Mouth of Doom set. Yep, with the wood raft or whatever.
Yeah, just some of those sets and the uniforms, right? I mean, everybody loved this uniform on top of it, right? Because snowshoes, a sled, got a Arctic, crate for your equipment and stuff like that. Just cool stuff that GI Joe did. And of course, as you and I have talked many times, right? The artwork on this is just phenomenal, right? On all their
Wow.
boxes is just greed, adventure, and let's go have fun. That was the one thing I never understood. Like, I know the adventure people from Fisher Price was more rooted in like reality, where they had
Yep.
like sharks and dolphins and octopuses as your, thing. But the adventure team started out that way too. They had tigers and the pygmy gorilla and
Yeah.
crocodiles and stuff. I can't believe they never did like a hunt for Sasquatch set. They could have taken that Jeep from like the safari set and one of those Rangers, put it with that 6-wheeler and done a Sasquatch figure. It would have been awesome.
Yeah, it's weird because you go back and you look at the '70s and you're like, why didn't they do some of those cryptid sets? Because
Yeah.
But then again, when you think about it, I don't think that stuff really, other than the Patterson Gimlin footage. When did that come out in like '70 or is it '69, something like that, right?
69 or 70, yeah,
Yeah.
somewhere in that area.
So by the time they were ending Adventure Team, everything had switched over to sci-fi and aliens,
Yeah.
and they missed their window, kind of.
Yeah, the adventure people, they kind of did that though in the 80s, right? They did the adventure people space thing where they had the aliens and all that, right?
Really,
but even then, that was kind of late for that 70s space boom. I mean, they released those sets starting in like 80, 81, and we're already past, Empire Strikes Back, going into Return of the Jedi, time frames.
And that late, not to go off topic, but that late issue adventure people stuff from Fisher Price was awesome.
Oh,
the space sets were amazing.
Yeah, still got my Alpha Pro, dude, and the thing still works.
My God, dude!
From 1980, it still works. I plug a 9-volt battery in there, and it's still makes all the space noises.
One of the best executed and thought out toy lines of all time was the adventure people.
Beat those. You couldn't. I mean, like it took a real act of violence to break those figures. You know what I mean? It's like
beautiful colors, beautiful sculpts and molds. Everything was useful.
Oh yeah.
And
it was really well thought out, right? I mean, like you had the whole thing where, like, I have the fire and rescue ambulance thing, right?
Right.
And they gave you the rolling cot with the air mask, and the ladder went up, and you pushed the little thing in and made the siren sound, and it gave you a fireman and a paramedic female, right? So it's like it covered all of it at once, right? So,
and I believe Palatoy even used the mold for the van, the stunt van for their Action Force line. So
yeah, they did.
Yeah, just a great line.
Yeah. And Jose was saying the old black and white movie, The Abominable Snowman, with Peter Cushing's and Forrest Tucker, the end was classic. Yeah.
Yep, and a cool looking Abominable Snowman in that one too.
Yeah, some of those older movies, it's funny to watch it because I was watching something with my mom. I was over visiting a couple months ago, and she was watching typical like old people Saturday afternoon TV, and it was some creature. It was like a creature from the Black Lagoon, but it wasn't that movie, right? And it was just like the costume the monster was wearing. It literally looked like the one Hannibal wears in one of the earlier A-Teams, where he's like the water monster, where he's got like the big rubber suit and all that stuff. I was dying.
I think the Japanese made a Abominable Snowman movie where the Abominable Snowman was like a large person, like as big as a building.
Yeah.
But he wasn't in like a Godzilla type outfit like the War of the Gargantuas. He was actually like covered in like shitty hair. He looked like a giant hairy hair, like a giant less hairy version of the Bionic Bigfoot. I believe that's the case. Somebody needs to look that up.
That's another great movie that's similar, kind of Bigfoot inspired, right? Was the War of the Gargantuas, right?
War of Gargantuas is a classic.
Yeah, I loved that one as a kid. I mean,
good luck finding any of those figures.
Oh yeah,
and getting them for less than $1,000 a pop.
You ended up getting that the Godzilla one, right, with the rubber suit that the Joe actually goes into.
I did. The Takara one. Yeah. That thing's awesome.
Yeah, I always liked that one. The first time I ever saw that, like in a magazine, I think it was White Hot. What was that one? There was a magazine that was really more focused on doll collecting, like Barbies and 18-inch fashion dolls.
Was it Master? Not what Master Collector. Was it Master
But
Collector?
they had, it might have been, they always had like a full section of like GI Joe 12-inch figures in there. The new stuff,
Yeah.
old stuff, and they were talking about that and that figure. How it was actually like how it would be. A dude climbing into a suit, right?
Yeah.
So cool set.
That's a great
So this
figure.
set was awesome. Yeah, one of my favorites, of course. A lot of the exclusives, and hard put together. But,
Iconic set.
yeah. And then we move on to the updated version of that set from the modern GI Joe Adventure Team, which this was probably what 2005, I want to say, maybe 2010.
Oh boy, I don't remember what year. Yeah, it was around there. And I sent you pictures earlier. Yeah,
Yeah.
they came out with this set when they were kind of trying to relaunch the Adventure Team in the Classic Collection line, and that Yeti that they did there was not the original Yeti. It was the original Yeti was going to be a large action figure, like like some type of molded plastic one that was too, it couldn't fit the cost in, right?
Yeah.
And then I think they opted for this. Now, is this the same body that they used for the Wampa or not? I can't remember.
I believe it is.
And then they
It's
just
the same.
resculpted.
Yeah, they did different things to the feet and hands. And
They gave him a different face.
Yeah.
It's still a great figure, undersized, obviously.
Had they even just given it like an inch more on its frame
Right.
and squished it down in the box, right?
Right.
It would have been perfect because it's basically like eye for eye with Joe when you stand it straight up. Right?
And the box art on the back is really, really good too.
Yeah, that's why I put that out there. I mean, that's just a callback to the original Adventure Team, right? The art just made you excited to play with these toys.
The irony in this set is when we're looking at the one with the little abominable snowman is that they still made him little, in a way, right? They didn't make him like scalable, but they made the same hilarious mistake as they did as the first one, but it was all cost saving measures.
Yeah. This was a good attempt. It was a good attempt. It just didn't catch on, right? They released like the ski set that went with this guy as a combat gear set.
Yep.
Then they did the firemen and a couple policemen to go with the launch of the Adventure Team, and
they did.
It just never caught on.
Nope. It was kind of getting too late in the game too.
It was also right. They were trying to do that at the same time, like Ultimate Soldier was doing SWAT troopers and like highly detailed
firefighters, SWAT
and
troopers,
policemen, and they had the SWAT Humvee and the police Humvee, and
absolutely.
So Hasbro wasn't going to compete at that point in time because their uniforms compared to all the other manufacturers was subpar, right?
Yeah, the thing about this figure too, they had the molded gray hands, the molded kung fu grip never really resonated.
The hands are great, but the molding them in gray was just a mistake.
Super articulated body, decent accessory sets. They got, I think a lot of them they piecemealed off of Action Man sets.
Oh, for sure, yeah, for sure.
But not a bad set. I mean, I have it. It's
it's
popular. It's highly sought after by 12-inch collectors.
Yeah, it's a good set. This was a fun set. I remember when I first got it, I was pretty excited about it, seeing it in the stores and stuff. So
yeah,
that was a good set. And the Abominable Snowman, the Yeti, he was small, but not so much that at least he was big enough that if you fudge him in a pictures in the right, forced, perspective, he could still look imposing, instead of just being, knee high to him. So, I mean, they did a better job. They still fell short, but. And then comes I'm sorry, the pictures you sent came in a little late because
that's all right though. That's all right.
You have the set. This was
a
Collectors Club exclusive where they did Search for the Sasquatch. Now this was a huge set, right? Of course, the artwork. I wanted to bring this up because this artwork is just awesome.
Absolutely.
He's got Bigfoot jumping off from behind him, and Joe's got his net launcher and his survival pack on the back and all that stuff. Great artwork, but I'm going to bring up the next picture, which kind of shows off everything else. And they did a tent set that was separate from this, right?
They did. Yep. Yeah. Big one, a big dome tent. I got it over here in a tube. Yeah. Never removed it, but this is probably one of my favorite con sets that the Collector Club did that year. any of the years. And they recolored the Yeti.
Yeah, same exact thing, right? It was the same
Right.
exact mold completely, right? They just
Yep.
did it in brown.
Did some new. They borrowed some. They borrowed some stuff from Classic Collection. Did some new sculpts. You got some new items that had never been done before, like the jetpack and the jetpack's just a modified rocket belt on a scuba pack,
Yeah.
harness. Brand new net. It's a beautiful figure. I mean, I love it. It was a great concept by the guys at the club, and very well executed. Expensive set now too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know Largo bought it a couple years back there
Did
when
he?
we were all talking about that, and I think he paid a pretty penny for it.
I
He got a
bet.
good deal on it, but he still paid a pretty penny for
I
it.
bet.
The only thing I wish they would have given him is a camo jumpsuit or something a little more trail worthy, but
Yeah, with all those club sets, the adventure team ones, and specifically, there's always something, except for maybe one or two in each set, where you're puzzled to why
yeah.
they did it the way they did it. But I miss it. I miss the
Oh
club.
yeah. I only bought what was the dude that was like the clear dude that glowed in the dark.
Oh, Dr. Isotope.
Dr. Isotope. That was the
Yep,
only club figure that I bought.
great figure.
Yeah.
Yep,
I liked them all, but at the time, having tiny little kids, it just
yep.
wasn't financially in it for
Pricey.
me.
Club
Yeah.
was pricey.
Yep. But they had, I wish they would have kept going and done some more stuff with the adventure team, because between them and, Greg Brown, right, Cotswold, they were really the only things keeping the adventure alive at that point in time.
Yep,
Because
absolutely.
it
Now
was
it's just
before
Greg.
a lot of before the YouTube and stuff that really took off, right? It was had a lot of Facebook groups and stuff where people were sharing ideas, but nothing that was either easily accessible or something you didn't have to modify to make work.
Right.
Real quick, Jetman saying, does anybody remember the Harry and Henderson's TV show? Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it. I was not as impressed with that as I was the movie, but it was good enough. And yeah, Manhosa, the Bumble was in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Absolutely.
Remember Bumble's bounce. So yeah, this is one set that I wish I would have been able to get back when the club released it. I mean, I didn't need the tent set because I had some dome tents that I gotten from people at stores and stuff like that.
Right.
Those are pretty easy to get there for a while because every store had those camping displays with the mini tents, and people that worked at stores would just pick them up for people because people were using them for their cats and small dogs and everything.
Oh, they had some cool ones too, man.
Oh yeah.
I
know Angelo bought several of them from where I don't know where he got them, but he had quite a few of them that were really awesome.
Oof.
So that's the thing, like with Punk talking about like the Snowcat, right? Like back in the day, even 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when all the 12-inch was really huge, had somebody come out with a bivouac set like that, everybody would have been like, "Oh my God, look at this awesome set with cooking gear and sausages and a stove and a tent," right? It would have been like, holy shit, right?
Well,
now we're like, what the hell do I need that for?
Do you remember when Action Man made its way back over here in the early 90s in the Hall of Fame style? They had an Action Man like mountain climber and camp set, and I have that, and it comes with, I think he comes with a fishing pole and a fish, and he comes with sea rations and everything. Like,
that's when they brought him over to try and compete with Max Steel, which was going crazy. Max Steel was such a cool line.
Yeah, I mean, I've got
Mattel fucked that one up too.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, that was a great line and a great articulated body. But I got all sorts of canteens, sea rations, and stuff for my 12-inch figures. They make their way into a lot of my photo stories. So yeah. And but so I think
like there wasn't many sets that you could buy that came with the full thing, right? Where you could just say, okay, I got a figure and now I got a bivouac set, right?
Right.
And now you got this Snowcat, which, people in classified are collecting military. I get that, right? But 10 years ago, someone released a bivouac set for any set of figures, people would have been like, oh my God, that's awesome, right? I can take pictures with this. I can do this with it. I can set it up on my shelf. It's a nice dial piece, whatever, right? And people are just upset about it now. And I'm like, man.
Yeah, I mean,
when you have everything, you forget that there's still people with nothing.
nobody's ever going to be happy.
Nope.
That's the thing. Like, it's just human nature.
That's the problem, I think, with one of the biggest problems in the toy community today is we have too much stuff available for our own damn good. And when you get something that isn't perfect, you compare it to something you feel is perfect, but the guy sitting next to you hates the thing that you think is perfect, and then you're just mortal enemies instantly.
Yeah, that's kind of the downside of doing a crowdfund as opposed to just doing a direct to retail. Like if you just would have done the Snowcat direct to retail and not had all the add-ons, people probably just would have got it.
I mean, like Mezco just released their Rumbler truck for $325, which is the same price. Comes with less because it's got a bunch of accessories and a figure, but ultimately it comes with less.
Mm-hmm.
Hasbro could easily put up on Hasbro Pulse. We're doing pre-orders for, the Snowcat. It's got to at least get to 5,000 pre-orders, or else we're not gonna, make it, right?
Yep.
Put a minimum number on there, and then just make the damn thing.
Yeah, they could. Yeah, I don't.
It'd give people a lot less time to bitch, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
you're either buying or you're not. That's just it.
That's my biggest problem with crowdfunding anymore nowadays. Is if you give anybody a choice, it's always going to be the wrong choice to somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So if you just put it out there and say, this is what we have, this is what we made, but this is cool as shit, and if you don't like it, then you don't have to fucking buy it.
That's right.
And put less missiles in there.
Well, Hasbro did the thing, right? The Vamp came out for Classified.
It's great.
The Vamp is an awesome vehicle. People went crazy for it. It sold out everywhere. And so what does Hasbro do? They make the Stinger, which is essentially the Vamp.
Mm-hmm.
And they make probably twice as many Stingers as they did Vamps. Instead of re-releasing the Vamp and doing Stingers at the same time, which would have been the same mold, just different colors, people don't want the Stinger. The people that wanted the Stinger bought it, and now they're still available. I see them go up for sale sometimes on Amazon for like $70 as opposed to the 100 they're supposed to be. And it's like, it's still the same vehicle. It's just bad marketing. So
anyway, all be winners.
Nope. Moving back to the Squatches. This is the creature replicas.
Yeah, this is a good figure, actually.
So they're really the only thing that I wish for these figures is had they had more articulation and a little bit bigger size, so you could use them with a 6-inch figure.
Right.
4-inch figures, perfect. 5-inch, good enough. But these were actually designed more as museum pieces, scientific research type things, right? Where they're like given the history of Bigfoot, given the history of the Yeti, and kind of showing, similar to like what someone would do with a dinosaur, collectible kind of thing, right? Where they're trying to show it off as actual documentary type of figure, not an actual play figure. But great figures. I got the Bigfoot somewhere.
It's a great sculpt. It's a really good sculpt. I really like the face. I like a lot of the sculpt on this. And this is probably from what, 8 years ago, maybe. They're
still available. They still make them.
You can still buy them, but they came out about 8 years ago.
They come out maybe? Even longer than that, dude.
Yeah.
Even longer than that.
Yeah, maybe like 12 years ago.
Probably 12, yeah, when they first came on the scene, because they only had Bigfoot and the Yeti at the beginning. And now they have like the Skookum, which is just another Bigfoot form.
They have a werewolf.
They have a Rougarou, right, which is the dog man.
Yeah.
So they're great sculpts. And like I said, if you're just somebody that loves cryptids and didn't want to collect action figures, these are the way to go, right? Because they're just basically mini statues that you can kind of pose, take great shots with them, and stuff like that.
They got that diamond. They got that diamond select articulation.
Yeah, exactly. But like I said, they were designed to be, like display museum type pieces. So they did a great job with the sculpts. Here's the Yeti from them.
Yeah, here we go.
The Yeti is awesome. This guy over here is a Skookum. I just threw him in here because he's the latest one they did.
That's cool. I like that one.
Yeah, the Skookum is kind of the wild man of like the Northwest Canadian territory that
Okay.
the Indians up there, I can't remember the name of the tribe now, but they called them the Skookumape, right? Which is basically the wild man, um, which, people don't want to believe in Bigfoot, but the Indians have been talking about, the wild man of the woods forever and how you have to respect them. So how can that
What are these retail for? I can't remember. They retail for about 18 or 20 bucks, right?
20? I should have looked when I was on there, but like I said,
Yeah, I
they
think they're
are.
20 now.
Some of them they're still available, which is crazy that they're still selling them after all this time. So they must be selling enough to keep making them, right?
People love Bigfoot, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Pesco saying, not the sets you're showing, but the flocked haired Joes were my first GI Joes.
Me
Yeah,
too, man.
the one with the abominable snowman was one of the Adventure Team Joes plastic skulls. Yeah, those are our first Joes too.
Yep.
That's where Jeff and I met, was doing stuff for Adventure Team back in the old Facebook days.
Oh, long time ago.
And yes, thank you, Jetman. Don't forget to smash the like button. And so, yeah, creature replicas, if you're looking for just this, I mean, like, these would be perfect for you to get just to put on your desk at work, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Something like that. If you don't want to have toys in your living room, but people know you're a cryptid fan, which in most circles is almost just as embarrassing, I guess. But, wouldn't be bad to have these sitting up on your shelf, at least, kind of a conversation starter.
The best part about Bigfoot is if you got like your holiday and people are having an intense political discussion, you just start talking about Bigfoot, and it just completely diffuses the situation.
I usually throw aliens out there.
Yeah, either or. People are like, what?
Just randomly, like, did you know that aliens built the pyramids? People are like, what? And then you always got the people that are like, yeah, did you know that you did this and this and this? And then other people are like, this is all nonsense. You people are crazy. I'm not talking about it.
Did you guys know space is fake?
Yeah.
Like, what? What are you talking about? And you're like, yeah, I'm going to explain to you.
Yeah. And the earth is flat, just in case anybody was wondering. But yeah, Creature Replicas, another great company that did them, did some Bigfoots. Yeah. Like I said, they have a Rougarou, which is a dog man, and they have one other one. I can't remember what the hell it is, but yeah, still available on Creature Replicas website. So pretty crazy. The next one is Odious. I know you didn't get Odious, right?
Nope, but I'm very familiar with this figure.
Yeah, so this is Unparalleled Universe. It was basically his mascot for his YouTube channel, and then he made it into a figure. They don't call it Bigfoot or Sasquatch in the lore, but I mean, come on, he's got big feet, he's got a pointy head, covered in fur. He's definitely a Sasquatch.
What is the story behind this? Like, how did he come up with this?
He's supposed to be like, I think he originally was supposed to be a Sasquatch, but like he's turned him into like, what the hell does he call him? Some kind of beast. I can't remember what it is, but he's just a beast, right? So doesn't specifically call him a Sasquatch, but cool figure. I had to get him, of course. They did sell them without the clothes, but the soft goods are so cool. The only thing I wish is that they would sell, like, for the clothing part of it, right? I wish they would sell boots for him to put on, like take his feet off, put boots on, because that's.
Is it still available?
I don't think this one is available, but he's got a prison version, a cowboy version, and a military version coming out soon.
Cool.
They were supposed to pre-order already, I believe, or go on Kickstarter, but then the tariff thing happened and slowed everything down. So
he got a little fired up over that tariff thing.
Yeah.
So he started out as a toy channel, right? And then he branched off into his own action figure line.
He still does all the toy reviews and stuff, but yeah, he made his mascot into a figure.
That's really cool.
I'm sure all of his fans were like, we need a fig, because I mean, one of the biggest things Mezco ever did was make Gomez, right? I mean, they make more money off of Gomez than
which is wild, right?
Anything, right? Like, so
yeah, this is a great figure. You sent me a lot of pictures of this when I think it was it originally a Kickstarter?
Yeah, he did a Kickstarter, and it wasn't bad, right? $80, you get all the stuff that you're seeing in the package,
No, and it's super articulated too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a really cool figure. It's like a really cool like novelty style figure. And when I found out it was the mascot of his channel, it gives it kind of a really cool vibe that you don't normally see.
I know Brick something bought the naked one, which I mean, It was like $80 for the fully dressed one and like 70 for the naked one. So it was like a no brainer, right?
Is
But
it true that Punk's getting like a grumpy old man on a skateboard?
they already made that and it fell off and broke its ankle, so they couldn't make.
Articulated figure.
Yeah,
Okay,
they
I
couldn't
didn't
make
know.
the figure because as soon as they fell off the skateboard, his ankle broke. So they're
Yeah,
like, cheap old stuff. They don't want to make it.
yeah, yeah.
That'd be a good idea, though. Talking about that, right? For Punk, as like instead of doing stickers and stuff, like have someone 3D print him some skateboards with his logo on it, miniature ones, right?
Like the
one,
little Hot Wheels.
yeah, like the little Hot
Tech
Wheels,
decks,
yeah, tech decks,
tech
right?
decks. I'm surprised he hasn't done that yet.
That'd be a cool ass giveaway, and people would remember because they know they like skateboards, right?
Get on there,
Put his
Punk.
logo right on the top of it. There you go, Punk. You're welcome. He's probably over watching Matthew's show because he doesn't like Sasquatch.
He's probably out doing rail grinds right now.
Yeah, but yeah, I really like this figure. I'm excited to see what he comes out with. The cowboy one looked really cool.
Yep.
Of course, I love cowboys, so he'll fit right into my western town that I built.
Is it 6 inches? Is 6 inches or 8 inches tall?
He's in a 6-inch scale. He's probably like 6 1/4, something like that.
Okay, yeah. So
he
it
stands
plays
about the same height as the classified figures. So.
yeah, it goes really well with those figures then.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, like I have him in a lot of scenes, just like battling, Joe.
He reminds me a little bit of, back during the early 2000s. I think there's a Sci-Fi Channel series that had a Sasquatch guy on there. I can't remember what the name of it was now. It was like when they had Warehouse 13 on there, and there was another one.
Yeah.
But it was all about cryptids and stuff. And then there were several comics back in the early 2000s. One was called the Perhapanauts. I believe they had a Bigfoot character. Yep. That reminds me, this guy Odious reminds me a lot of that time period, like kind of a pulp hero style Bigfoot,
Yeah. Yeah, he's basically like if Bigfoot was popular in the 40s, this is what he would have been like, right? He probably would have been, a bad guy or something. So
very cool looking.
Action Joe Fig saying hi to you and me. What's up, Jackson?
Hey, Cos, what's up, buddy?
Yeah. He's a good dude.
He is a good dude.
Next we have this is Operation Monster Force chat.
Yeah.
So this goes up for pre-order on the 18th, which I'm really happy about. I love the Monster Force, and the fact that they're throwing a Sasquatch in there is just like, here you go, Ed, come and get me. And,
what's his name?
Chatsworth.
Yeah. Cool.
Now the cool thing about this whole character, right, is everybody's like, why does he have done in his background, right, that they put out for him? Chatsworth was like in the woods. There was like a police, like roadblock looking for the Forgotten King in the storyline, right? And Chatsworth just walks out of the woods and starts talking to the police and basically like volunteers to help, hunt down the Forgotten King and all his minions. And kind of find out, right? He loves donuts and watching 80s television sitcoms, right? So it's just
good backstory.
Yeah, good backstory, right? He's got, like the 80s Rambo, bandana is a throwback to the 80s, right? Wearing the cross belts of, ammo is just such an 80s, tough guy thing to do. But
he's got a little bit of a punk vibe to him with that little chin hair there, and that he's got hair on his head, but
yeah, he's got a cool look, got a couple of heads, different hands. I'm really happy because they were originally going to use, like they did the werewolf, right, which was actually Fury Planet's Veteran Williams body, and it turned out to be kind of a total mess. And they were originally going to use the War Bear body to make Chatsworth with, and then they decided that they were going to sculpt him himself. First of all, for scale, because the War Bear is gigantic. I mean, he's just too bulky to fit into the Monster Force. Yeah, I love me some Operation Monster Force 2 action.
Great line.
Sure.
It's a great line. Yeah, this is just a cool figure. I mean, it fits in. It's very pulpish. Yeah. It's very comic booky. It's cool looking. The gun's great. I mean, why wouldn't you have a gun? Yeah. Why wouldn't you have a gun, right? I mean,
exactly. He's. I mean, like ultimately, had they given him, I mean, he wouldn't be able to hold it because it would be too small for a Sasquatch. But like, if they give him an M60, it would have been like a perfect, Rambo, right? Yeah, but
could have given him like a Ma Deuce or something, a roadblock type deal.
Yeah.
But
I think that he's immune to the Forgotten King because of the brain control thing that the Forgotten King does to regular people. So I think that's
cryptid.
Yeah. G.I. Jetman, he goes up for pre-order on the 18th.
What's he retailing at?
I don't know yet. I'm gonna guess
65,
I'm gonna guess the regular figures are 36 to 40. I'm gonna guess he's
55?
probably gonna come in around 55 to
Yeah.
65 bucks.
He's big. He's big, right?
Yeah,
I
he's
mean,
big too. So let me see what they do the wolf at. They did the wolf, which had more stuff to it. Yeah, probably 80. I'm gonna guess 80. He's not as big as the wolf though. I don't think he's gonna be as tall.
he looks like a thick piece of plastic.
Yeah.
Oh, now look at that. So he's got a different head sculpt. That's
Yeah,
cool.
got a different head sculpt. It's got a utility belt. Cool stuff. I'm gonna guess probably 80 bucks, 80 to 85 somewhere. In that
Are you
area.
getting this guy?
Oh hell yeah! As soon as
Yeah.
he goes up for pre-order, I'll be having him in my collection.
He's going to photograph really well, actually.
He's one of those guys that I only need to buy one. You know what I mean? Because he's
Yep.
to me like Chatsworth being the only Sasquatch in that is perfect, right?
You better buy two and flock one.
I'm thinking about buying 2 of the damn loose collector Bigfoots and flocking one of those big
You
bastards.
should flock one. That's going to be dope looking.
I should buy 2 of these because it'll probably be easier to flock him than one of those big bastards for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Bigfoot in the military camouflage isn't bad. Nope, not at all. Thor, how you doing, buddy? So this is Chatsworth. Yeah, he's got the donut. Like I said, he loves donuts, 80s TV sitcoms. So I think, they just needed a character that was kind of like different. And they're bringing a lot of mythology into the Monster Force line, along with, mythology and folklore, right? One of the figures coming out is Red Riding Hood. Red Riding Hood.
Oh, no, really?
Right. And she's kind of like a badass. She has like these 2 like pirate looking pistols and, a dagger. So she's like a vampire hunter and, all this other stuff. They got this lady based off of Joan of Arc who looks like a nun. Just a badass, vampire hunter.
You got a bowl cut? Okay.
Yeah. It's awesome, right? Just some of the
Cool.
crazy stuff they're coming out with.
It's actually a great line. It's a very well thought out and very
The
well
thing is,
executed
right,
line.
there's like nothing they, as long as they keep it in that folklore mythology, there's really nothing they can't bring in that, isn't going to fit, right?
Yeah.
They're talking about making more vampires that are more like the scary type of vampires, with not the Dracula, Count
Nosferatu,
Dracula,
like a
Nosferatu type of thing, where they're more vicious, kind of like the did you ever see that last voyage of the
Demeter?
Demeter? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that type of vampire, right?
Mhm. Yep.
That would be so awesome. That movie
I'm
was
sure they will.
so good.
Yeah, they should make like an ancient, make him a little bit bigger. Like the Mezco has their Nosferatu is really, really cool.
Yep. Yeah, cool figs, don't own any, but still really cool. Yeah, it is. I got everything that's come out with so far, and I have everything else on pre-order. So it was funny because I was at Joe Fest, and I walk up to the table, and I told you before off screen, right, that people were complaining about, like, when's this stuff going to come out? We need our Monster Force, and I've had this on pre-order forever. And so I walk up to Bill, and I'm like, Bill, it's like, I just want to know when the next wave is actually going to hit. And like instantly, he's like, I'm really sorry. I know it's taking forever. I'm like, Bill, I was like, I don't care. You haven't taken a dime of my money. I absolutely love the Operation Monster Force line. I'd wait a year for another, the next figures to come out or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I said, I want to know because I have a shit ton of it on pre-order. And I want to make sure that I have everything in my bank account when it's time because it's going to be a good chunk of change. And he started laughing. He's like, well, I appreciate that. So,
I think their Van Helsing head sculpt's probably one of the best head sculpts of
dude.
all the 1/12 lines out there. Like I think it.
He is my favorite figure to take pictures of right now.
He's got he has a really good head sculpt.
I put him in different coats and different hats and all sorts of stuff all the time now. He is just a great looking head sculpt. And I just pre-ordered the set at Joe Fest. They're exclusive from this year for their cons. That it's Declan's head without the scar, so it was before he got the scar. So now I'll have 2 Declan heads because the set comes with 3 heads. One just happens to be a Declan.
That'd be a good episode for you and Travis to do sometime. Is like your favorite head sculpt from every one of the 1/12 lines.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because there's some really good ones. Valiverse has good ones. Classified has good ones. Monster Force has really good ones.
There's so many good head sculpts, even
absolutely.
like when you go into like the mythical figures, right? Like some of the
for sure.
like the the Mezco King Conan sculpt is, just
It's great.
phenomenal, right? And
Yep.
like some of the Mythic Legions and Savage Crucible heads are just so good.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
they just keep getting better, and it's like even you can see with Marvel Legends, especially since it's been around forever, You
Four
look at like
Horsemen.
you look at an old Marvel Legends or an old Four Horsemen, and you're like, yeah, that was a decent paint job. And you look at the sculpts now and the way they put the face paint on, and you're just like, damn, this thing could be like I got the figure obscura Ghost of Christmas Past last
Mhm.
year. The female face sculpt on that figure is so good. I mean, if it didn't have the pale skin, you would honestly think it's like a real person. It's just that good.
Yeah. Yeah, Four Horsemen does some amazing head sculpts
Yeah.
too. Just
But
like
like
son of a
looking at
bitch.
what they did in the past, just like Marvel Legends, right? Even 5 years ago, Marvel Legends, you look at they had a couple of sculpts that were really good, but then most of them with the paint, the eyeball was over here and one was looking the other way, and it's like,
Yeah,
now you're like, damn.
I don't know what they did with Rom, but whatever they did with Rom was just unbelievable. That's probably one of my favorite action figures of the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, Rom's a good figure, man.
It's a great figure.
Of course, Rom was a cool figure back in the day too.
It was a cool comic too. They could bring Rom back. I don't know
Oh
what
yeah,
the hell's
well,
going
that's
on
how
with
they were
that
able
either.
to make him, because Marvel had the thing. And
Yeah.
I thought from what they said when they released that figure, there was news that they were possibly bringing out like at least a short run mini series of Rom, but I haven't seen anything.
I wonder if they launched that goofy ass Energon universe, which I'm gonna, by the way, caveat or spoiler alert, I'm gonna probably shit all over that for everybody out there listening, because it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. But anyways, if they bring that Energon universe out, they're supposed to bring in Visionaries, which is stupid.
Oh yeah,
and Micronauts, which is cool.
Hasbro's been talking about that for years,
Forever,
right?
Ever. But they might bring Rom.
Sergeant Rock was crap. Well, if you're talking about McFarlane, yes, McFarlane, Sergeant Rock.
That figure was not my favorite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Dreams and Visions, Sergeant Rock's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But going back to that whole thing, yeah, Hasbro has been talking about making this Hasbro verse for so long it's not even funny anymore. It's like either do it, like you got the crossover. They did G.I. Joe Transformers crossover in a comic book set in World War II, like what, 8 years ago or something?
Yeah, well,
10 years
ago. The first one was like what, 85?
Well, yeah. I mean, like in recent times, that's when they started talking about this universe, and it's like, okay, we'll do it. I mean, G.I. Joe, Mask they could easily go together. Transformers fits into that. Visionaries really doesn't fit into that.
You better get a good writer.
Yeah. Yeah. AJF has the Dreams and Visions.
Oh, you lucky son of a gun.
Yeah, those are figures that I saw when they were out, and I was just like, I want all of them. I ended up not getting any of them.
I should have bought them, but I was on my first marriage, and I just wasn't.
That's the bad part, right? Some things, man, you're just like, and then as soon as they go away, right, it's just like, I should have bought that. But
hey, no shit, I was on Syndico auctions a couple months ago, and I saw the whole set for $130.
Holy shit, dude! And you didn't pick it up?
No, because I was buying other stuff.
Man. 10 years from now, you'd be like, I should have picked that damn setup.
Oh, I'm already kicking myself. I bought some other really cool things, but yeah, I saw it. I'm like, shit, I should buy this, but I'm like, nah, I better not.
I know what Jetman's trying to say. He means they need to start walking the walk instead of talking the talk, because they do a lot of talking and there's no walking. But anyway, yeah.
You know how I feel about G.I. Joe. They just gotta.
Yep.
They ought to
redheaded stepchild, man. Redheaded stepchild.
They ought to hire somebody to write an entirely new G.I. Joe and go from there. Give us something fresh and new. Jack Carr. Call up Jack Carr.
Yep.
You guys got money. He'll make a great G.I. Joe.
You know how cool it would be, right? It was like I was talking to who the hell was I talking to? I can't remember who I was talking to. I was talking to a toy maker, one of the companies, the independent ones, right? Mm-hmm. And they were talking about some things that they were trying to do. And I was like, listen, I know this is kind of far off, but if you were to actually take and make an adventure themed comic book and base adventure themed figures off of it. And I said, kind of like the adventure team from G.I. Joe, throw in a little bit of the adventure people vibe, and then throw in some Indiana Jones, treasure. What was National Treasure from with Nick Cage, right?
Yep.
I said, you throw that kind of vibe in there with a cool set of figures. I said, you'd probably sell them like crazy.
Probably would. Come up with a good storyline. You need a good storyline.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
I mean,
and with that kind of thing, you can throw in new characters and new adventures all the time, right? It's
for sure.
It's not set.
Jesus,
anything.
There's so much stuff out there now.
Yep.
We
find more every day, right? I mean, Jesus. All right, back to the Bigfoots. Next, we have this bad, big, beefy bastard.
So tell me all about this guy.
So this is coming from Loose Collector. They're the ones that did that. This is part of their crypt line. They did the 4 wolves last year.
Okay.
They had the wolf, like one represented northeast, south, and west, right? I can't remember their names, but so Loose Collector. They've been, slowly. They did that big Mr. Hyde. I don't know if
that they did the Mr. Hyde Kickstarter.
Yeah,
that's a big.
They did the Mr. Hyde,
big
right?
figure, and this is bigger than that.
Yeah, this dude stands about half an inch to an inch taller. I think he stands at like 9.25, and this guy is a full 10.
Wow, that is a
great articulation though for a big boy, right? I mean, double knees, double elbows, articulated chest. Not sure about the actual waist. I'm sure it turns anyway.
It's a beautiful
Looks like
sculpt.
It pivots. Yeah, like the face on this thing, and just like I even told them. I told the guys at Loose Collector on their Instagram. I was like, as a guy that's gone out actually like hunting for these Sasquatch and things like that, right? This is probably the coolest looking as far as the sculpt goes, Bigfoot that we've gotten ever.
Yeah,
and that's not taking anything away from Fresh Monkey Fiction that I absolutely love. That falls into like a different universe, right? This is like something you could take out in the woods, fudge the camera up a little bit, and it's going to look like a real Sasquatch walker.
Yeah, it's a beautiful figure. Just even the way like the hair lays on the shoulder.
Yep.
You know how they've layered it? You see how they've done like almost three layers?
Yeah. They did that with their wolves too, where they got like these can like on the wolves they can come off, so you can like position different types of hair tuft and stuff like that. So
yeah, that's a nice. So
this picture right here on the left, where he's kind of like just I mean like that face sculpt and the way he's thinking, that's just so awesome.
Yeah.
Then on the right you see him holding an actual like 6-inch figure in his hand, right?
Do you own any of their product?
No, but everybody that got the wolf said the joints were really tight.
Okay.
But once you got the joints loosened up, they're great. They love them.
Heads pop off okay and everything?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Matthew has one of the wolves, and he loves it. Brick, I think, has one of the wolves, and somebody else that I know has the wolves. And I'm going to order one of the wolves probably in a couple weeks because they got one left. The brown one is still available on BBTS. It's for $95. But I kind of always wanted him anyway, so just so I can see what he's like with as far as articulation goes. Because I imagine he's like 8 inches tall, so I imagine 8 or 9. So I imagine that the articulation's going to be similar, right?
And these are about 105, 110.
If you order them from 5K, I think they're on 5K. They were like $95 or $98. On Big Bad, they're $109. But on Big Bad, I can also get them shipped for $4. So
that's pretty. I mean, for what you get, I mean.
Mr. Hyde was 104. I was figuring with these guys being so much bigger and bulkier that they're probably going to come in at 130. So when I saw them for 109, I was like, "Fuck, I'm all over it." Actually, Joe Figs, they're 10 inches tall.
Yeah, I definitely love the Bigfoot.
Yeah, so I pre-ordered both of them yesterday when they dropped. I mean, I live in an area where I got lots of woods and lots of snow, so I'll be able to take all sorts of pictures of both of them all the time.
This will look really good.
I believe, Jetman, that it was colored this way for that reason. So it could fit in as a Alpha Flight Sasquatch.
Yeah, he's big.
And I'm guessing that's why the Wendigo, the Abominable Snowman, has the horns for the Wendigo.
Yeah, I was going to say, when I saw the Abominable Snowman, I've never liked a Yeti with the horns. I know a lot of people do it.
I don't like the Yeti with the horns either,
but it is what it is, I mean,
they come off though. You can take them off the head, right? They unplug.
So. Nolan's in Canada, huh?
Yeah.
145
Canadian plus tax. But you're in Canada, dude. You got to have a Bigfoot. I mean, that's all there is to it. So
you can go out and get a real one.
Yeah. Now I heard from what Loose Collector was saying that these are basically going to be made in a very limited run.
I bet because they're
So if
so
you want
huge.
them, you should definitely pre-order them. Are they going to make extras? I'm sure they'll make extras, but how many extras? That remains to be seen, right? So that's why I wanted to lock down. If I only get one of each of them, I'm going to be happy with it. Like I said, I'm planning on picking up the wolf soon. So
So is their plan to, they've done the werewolves, the hide, now they're doing the Bigfoot, and they're doing the Yeti. So are they going to move on and do maybe like a skunk ape or like
I don't know
regional?
when they were first announced these two, right? They said there was a third surprise figure coming.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
what
wonder what
that
that would be.
is, it
You got
has
any
to be.
idea?
I have no idea, but this is part of their crypt line, which is kind of like
Dogman? I mean, if they did the werewolves, they might do a Dogman,
they
right?
could do a Rougarou or a Dogman, Skunk Ape. Um, I mean, there's so many different. They have the Yowie from Australia. They
Uh
have
huh.
the Meringue Pendek down in Asian territories. You got the Yeti. You got the Wild Man, whatever the hell his name is over in Russia. I can't remember what they
Uh
actually call it.
huh.
You know, there's a Bigfoot creature in every continent of this
Right.
planet. So I mean, they got plenty of those they could do.
So these guys are basically known for big figures, like
Yeah, most of their every figure they've
big
done
body.
so far has been a pretty big boy. So they've done
Hmm.
some smaller characters, but most of the ones that they really do good, like Robo. I don't know if you ever watch Robo. Don't know on Saturday mornings, but he's been like a toy reviewer forever. He had the Dr. Hyde, and he loves it. The way it poses and everything for being so damn big,
I
right?
remember it on
This,
Kickstarter.
yeah. One of these guys, this is the kind of guy figure you don't give your kid because he's going to take his brother's, head off with it, right?
Yeah.
And these aren't the blow molded ones that like the
No.
Bigfoot at Walmart, right?
These are monsters. These are
Yeah.
monsters.
So I can't. I have no idea if the third figure is still going to come or what their next option is for the crypt. Because, like you said, they did the werewolves, which was one representing each of the poles. Now they've got the Yeti and the Sasquatch. Could they do another Sasquatch more like the folk monster where it's more black and
Like a variant, like a
yeah,
brown
more
variant.
swampy looking look,
Mm-hmm.
to it. Or they can go down to Florida and do a skunk ape, which is smaller, a little less, a little more agile. But you're talking, different mold for still another big figure, right? I mean, I can't imagine that they're not going to use some kind of mold they already have existing.
Were
If
these
it,
guys at Joe Fest?
no,
Or they weren't? Okay. Where are
if
they out
they're,
of?
I don't know exactly where Loose Collector is out of, but all I know is that I wanted their hide, and I love their werewolves. I just never
Uh-huh.
picked one up. But
That face sculpts for the Bigfoot's
oh
awesome.
yeah, the only reason I never picked up one of their wolves is because I was getting that Operation Monster Force one, and I was like, oh, that's to be a good enough werewolf. And mine never broke, and he's not that bad of a figure, but he doesn't pose as well as what Matthew can pose his Loose Collector wolf in. So,
Hmm.
and then here's the Yeti.
Yeah, I
So as you
like
can,
the one without the horns, right? You
yeah,
got a without the horn. Okay.
I love the head without the horns.
Yeah, me too. That's awesome.
And this head with the screaming face, the horns do come off, and I'm guessing that there's probably a plug-in, piece of hair or something that you can put in and out of it. So,
Hmm.
but man, this is going to be a great figure too. And like I said, they're coming out. They're supposed to be shipping January of next year, so I'll
Wow.
be getting it right when there's lots of snow on the ground. I'll have like an 8-foot pile behind my house, and I'll just be out there taking pictures of. Now I got to pick up a snow job or one of the 12-inch, snow figures, so I have something to,
Yeah,
go
this is. I
after.
mean, it's almost like this is two figures in one. Doesn't it kind of feel that way? You get like almost like a Wendigo and then a Yeti.
Like I said, I think Loose Collector kind of did this so they could do Sasquatch from Alpha Flight and the Wendigo, right?
Yeah.
Because it kind of kills two birds with one stone. You got people that just like big ass monster figures.
Uh
You got
huh.
the people that love cryptids, and then you also can tie that into a comic book, right? So you
Yeah.
got three markets. It's a smart idea, right?
The
And like
two
you
different
said,
hand sculpts.
yeah, And like the Bigfoot, you can have them like this calm demeanor, right? Or you can have them in this, this calm demeanor, or you can have them in this screaming battle face, right?
These both also would go with Operation Monster Force really
Oh,
well.
100%, 100%.
You know.
And I'm sure they'll be, ending up in pictures with my Operation Monster Force.
Oh, I look forward to seeing that. I mean, they're just nice, really nice sculpts.
Nolan, like I said, you're in Canada. You definitely need the Bigfoot. You definitely
Yeah.
need the Bigfoot. I'm not
Get
trying
one
to
of them.
talk you into it or anything, but if you have a Bigfoot, you might need a Yeti for in the battle. So I mean,
Or team up.
you were going to spend 325 on the Rumbler. I mean, this is under that. It's less than that for 2 figures you're getting. I'm just fucking with you, Nolan.
Just you're spending his money is what you're doing.
I'm just trying to help you with your plastic addiction. That's all.
Yeah, I mean these are great figures.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're just really, really nice looking.
Yeah, like I said, these are probably the best Yeti Sasquatch type of figures that I've ever seen. I have a really nice, probably like 6-inch statue of Bigfoot. He's in the Patterson Gimlin pose where he's walking, right? And I've taken some pictures of that, and it's excellent looking. But like these, I'm going to be able to put these, stand them up in the creek where I go take pictures, and they're going to stand up actually out of the water.
Oh yeah, that's big, 10 inches tall.
Yeah.
I mean, geez.
Yeah, it's very true. Absolutely, we all help and enable each other. So that's it for the actual Loose Collector is located in the Philippines. I actually know things. Oh,
good job,
cool.
Cause. Thanks, man.
Thanks, man. I think yes. Now we're going to go on to some. Now we're done with the actual manufacturers, and like I said, I apologize for anybody that loves Alpha Flight that I didn't include the Sasquatch and Wendigo figure from them. I totally forgot. Not in my brain process because I've been a DC guy my whole life, and I'm still a DC guy. So, so these are your customs. The 2 on the left, the Yetis, are ones you made, and the other one you had made by I can never remember the dude's name.
Yep.
But
yep.
So you want to talk a little bit about these?
Yeah. Well, the first thing was the actual Bigfoot, with the GI Joe there. It's actually the Abominable Snowman outfit on there. I had that made. You probably remember this. I was trying to do some really cool photos for Facebook back in the day, and I really wanted to have a Bigfoot, and I didn't have the skill set to make my own at the time. But I had a guy out in New Mexico named Chris Andres.
Yes.
He made that for me. He was an art teacher out there at one of the universities, and really, really cool guy, very talented. Makes a lot. I don't know what happened to him. Made a lot of horror collectibles.
Yeah, I remember some of the stuff you shared with me back in the day, right? And
yeah,
like I told you, one of the cool things I liked about Chris's version of this is it actually falls more in line with what the Russians call the wild man. Like I said, I don't remember the Russian name for it.
It's like the Alman.
That's
Almec or not Almec.
Almec, isn't it?
It might be Almec. Yeah, I think it's something like that. Almec or something like that. Yeah. It looks a lot like that, and you said it at the time, and it's a really great figure. And I got it, and it inspired me to make the guy there, my Yeti, for my Wild Man of Kathmandu photo story, and I made all that from scratch.
Yeah.
I built him out of a wire armature, aluminum foil, masking tape, fur, and then I sculpted the head and hands and feet out of polyclay. And then later on, I made this other one, which turned out to be, it was just something I decided to make on like a couple weekends, and it was a little more human looking than the other one, but both of them were kind of inspired by Mike Mignola's.
That's the close up of his head, right?
Yep. Both of them were kind of inspired by the Mike Mignola BPRD Yetis in his comics, and I made both of them.
AGF says
Almasty.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yep. Thanks. This guy's on it, man.
He is. Cause is awesome. Yeah, but I made those. I made them all from scratch. I sold one of them. I still got my original Yeti, and I still got the Bigfoot.
So you sold the old man, man Yeti.
Yep. I still got him. Still got him. He's the first one I made, and I still got the horror one. But they're gonna make it into some photo stories here in the future.
Yeah. Speaking of your photo stories, I wanted to tell you when I was searching for pictures of Sasquatch, right? Just typed in, Sasquatch figures. Your videos come up on Google as probably the first and second option, no matter how you
Really?
type that in there. Yep. So good job on you, man. And anybody that's watching that wants to go watch, I got Jeff's information at the end here. Jeff does a lot of cool GI Joe themed adventure team stories, and the Sasquatch and some other cryptids and different things happen,
Yep.
aliens and all of that stuff. So if you like photo stories, and you can watch back in the beginning of Jeff's channel from several years ago, where they were good, and the latest ones are amazing. So,
And they keep getting better.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Like I watched part of one of your, I think it was the one you did with your Chris Bigfoot.
Yeah. Search for the Savage Sasquatch.
Yeah, way back, right? And it was
Yep.
I was like, it was good, right? I was like, wow, this is cool. But like seeing that and then seeing where you are now with your videos, right? It's just like
night and day.
Amazing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and you and I basically started working on making our own Bigfoots at the time because there was nothing available to us. So you made yours and I made mine, and then we
it was funny because we both started doing them at the same time when you weren't talking about it. And then we were like, oh yeah, I'm making this.
Yeah.
What's up, Troy? And I got a couple pictures of, like I said, this is Skunkworks Studios. That's Jeff's channel. So go over and give Jeff a follow if you aren't already. Watch some of his toy stories. They're amazing. And here's a couple of my Bigfoot.
There's yours. Yours is like the most traditional Bigfoot because when you did the pictures of him, you could literally put those out there and it'd be like, this is like a real Bigfoot.
I made it out of fully articulated body. I beefed him up with foam and stuff. I extended. I think I used a Classic Collection or maybe one of the bulky 21st Century toy figures. Added dowels in for lengthening his legs and stuff, and but he's fully articulated. It's all loose now because he's just so heavy and bulky. But yeah, he's definitely traditional. And like I laugh because this is the one picture I took on the left of the blurry picture. Remember, we were talking about that on Punk's channel last night. Take some blurry pictures. And I believe I sent you some of those, right?
I do, and I've used them. Yep, I used them in a photo story. Yep. That's your classic adventure team guy, too, that you used in all your videos.
Yeah, he's named after my son. His name is Lucas Calabas, and my son's name is Caleb Lucas. So
that is great. Yeah.
I actually had a whole bunch of stories written up for him, like just, like short little, 3 or 4 page stories where he went on adventures and stuff. But,
well, you can actually make yourself, when you get a few of these other 1/12 figures and then you get your Bigfoots, you can probably do some stuff for Instagram now, right?
I tell you what, man, I'm gonna take probably that Bigfoot and make some more cast of that Bigfoot's foot because I imagine the feet are probably gigantic.
Oh, on the
loose collector one, yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because I made these using the Chewbacca 12-inch from 1978.
Is that what you used?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what you used on them. I thought you just like kind of hand sculpted.
No, I stamped that foot into some Play-Doh and then
plaster.
Made
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Is it an Oregon native? As you can see, I was falling down when I took this picture over here because that's what happens when Bigfoot appears. People fall down. And there's never a straight, solid picture of him unless it's something that they want you to see, and it's a man in a suit that can't really fake it that way. Other than the Patterson Gimlin film, that is.
That's right.
But yeah, those were a lot of fun. It was funny because, like I said, I started this and you started your Sasquatch at the same time. We were both like, you were like, I'm building it on a wire armature, just like the Joe version and all this stuff. And,
you know what, Greg? Did you know that Greg did a Yeti for the Elite Brigade?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, I'd say about two years ago, maybe he got together with one of the guys who does. I don't know if it's Caustic Plastic or somebody. They sculpted the face and the hands, and I believe the feet to go in Elite Brigade body. Then they had like a fur outfit they sewed on it.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
So
yep.
it was small. I mean, it was looking the Bigfoot itself, the Yeti itself was more. It almost to me it looked like an alien creature.
Yep.
It was cool looking though. The sculpting was really good. I didn't get it, but I think he did it in a box set. So
Yeah,
yep.
I think I saw that, and I thought the alien looked more like that character from Star Trek that I've always used I use once in a while for
Yeah.
stepping.
Had like horns, had like tusks. It had tusks, I think.
Yep.
Yep.
So Nolan did pull the trigger. You're welcome, Nolan. It will be worth it, I promise you.
It's
Only on the Bigfoot, though. Only on the Bigfoot.
Only 145.
Only 145.
That's it.
I'll let you know how the Yeti is when I get both of them. So, but yeah, that was a lot of fun. And like I said, that's one of the things that you and I kind of bonded over, was just doing all sorts of crazy modifications and customizing. So
absolutely.
So yeah, Jeff's YouTube is Skunkworks Studios.
Yep.
All one word. And then on Instagram, it's skunkworks_studios. And I don't think the underscore showed up there, but it is there.
It's there. Yep.
Go give Jeff a follow if you haven't. Like I said, go check out some of his, G.I. Joe Adventure Team storyline stuff. Great stuff. I love the one, was it Columbia you just
Columbia I just put out,
yeah. Columbia was a great story.
You're really going to like the one in August.
Because... the Mugato. The Mugato, that's what it is. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Okay.
Yep.
You're really going to like the one in August. So I'll tell you that the funny story in August you're going to really like. So
I can't wait.
Yeah, you're going to love it.
I got to start working on my damn golden skull. I got the story all written. I just got to get out there and take some pictures.
I'm trying to finish up my props. I got props I'm still building.
I helped you as much as I can, brother.
You did. You did. You did. No, I've got it all.
If you need something else made, just holler. I can help.
I'm working on the monster for it right now. I've got the other character done. I got my mom's got to do some sewing for it, but
Jetman pulled the trigger on the Bigfoot too.
Awesome, dude.
You're welcome.
I've got it almost all filmed. I just got to do the grand finale. So
yeah,
hopefully I can get it done in August.
My plan is I got a couple weekends with grad parties and stuff coming up, and then probably beginning of August. It's usually a little cooler here in the mornings. It's been hot as hell. It was 95 today, and for New York, that's excessive, right?
It's hot.
I mean, we've had summers where it gets 79, and we're like, oh, it's so hot. It's like I go out in the woods and everything's fine, but I haven't even been out in the woods because if you go out in the woods, all they do is you get eaten alive by the bugs at this point in time. So
I know.
It's like, but probably another week or two in the mornings, I'll go out. Like I usually take thermos full of coffee out about 7 o'clock in the woods, take a hike, find a location, take some shots. So I got my golden skulls. I'm doing 2 stories, 1 in 1/6 and 1 in 1/12. So
that's gonna be great, man.
Yeah, that's even making it more difficult. So
it's gonna be so fun. I hope a lot of people participate.
I hope so too, because I think it'll be a cool idea, right? And
are you guys
you can do?
Are you guys gonna launch? Are you gonna do yours on the Toyleet channel? Like you and Travis gonna do it?
I can.
Yeah, I think it'd be a great idea for you to do it. I can come on.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys got a channel, so
yeah, I could definitely do that.
Yeah,
I didn't know how I was going to ask you about that because, like, I was, real quick, wondering if he'll fit on my Mythic Legion's moose. I think your Mythic Legion's moose. You'll take a picture of it, like holding the moose head, like he's eating it.
Yeah,
I think that's how you pose it.
Jesus, yeah.
He's actually Joe's helping Paul with
his golden skull. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Poor Joe. He's in San Antonio. I know it's hot down there, man.
Adam's out there in Arizona.
No way. Oh yeah,
it's like 130 out there.
Emerald Night Photos, John. What's up, man? Thanks for stopping in. But what were you saying? I'm sorry, I lost track.
Oh well, the golden skull. My original intention was everybody who had like a platform, just to do it and just hashtag it, Curse of the Golden Skull, and then everybody put their stuff out. I was
part of the one of those like Traveling Joe things recently, right? One of the guys that I know went to Joe Fest and stuff did it with a classified figure, and the thing's been traveling for like 8-9 months now, maybe even a year.
Yeah,
so he's supposed to be doing like his wrap up at the end by September supposedly, but I wanted to post like some of the pictures and share them on Instagram, and he's like, well, you can share a couple, but don't share them all because I want to put, like a whole thing together. And somebody else was doing a photo story and they had the same kind of thing, right? It's like, no, don't put it on your channel. I want to put it all on mine.
Yeah.
Which is fine, right? Because I'm participating in your show, so I was going to ask you that. So
No,
yeah, if you
actually,
don't care, I'll definitely launch it on my channel.
no, I would definitely like to do that because it'll help, bring attention to all of our endeavors and shit, and but like people who don't have channels and stuff, the idea was for them to send it to me or Paul, and then we do a show or two in October and show photos or whatnot. But you know,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a learning experience this first time around. I've got plans for next year's already kind of going, so we'll see how this one goes and make whatever adjustments. But I think it's gonna be fun.
When are you? When is your? When are you going to do like the full thing?
October,
right?
we'd like to do early part of October. I'd like to make it an all October thing.
Yeah.
Like the whole month of October, because Curse of the Golden Skull, Halloween.
Yep.
You're gonna have
That'd be cool. That'll give
Yeah.
me time. I'll get it all sewn up, and then like whatever the first Tuesday in October is, I will. share it
Yeah,
on my
whenever in
channel.
October, you guys, if you need
Yeah.
like a show, I definitely will come on, and
So
I
the
can't
first
wait to see it.
October is the 7th, so that's what we'll plan. Plan that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was cool, man. It's awesome stuff. And that's it for the slideshow. So, all right. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out with us and talking about Sasquatch.
Yeah, it's fun. This is
love
great.
it. So yeah, Jeff, like I said, whether we do it on your channel or my channel, I'm always down for talking about some of that stuff we were talking about, right? I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
going
I think
through
that's
some
something.
like sets and shit like that, right?
Yeah, we could definitely plan some stuff to do here in the next few
Even
months.
if we did a recorded one and just put it out on both our channels,
For sure.
as a regular video, I mean, it's fine, right? It's just
Yeah, I think it'd be a good idea. We bounced some ideas off each other backstage, and I think those would be kind of cool shows to do here in the near future.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, summertime's crazy, right? So
It is.
once it winds down and your son starts going back to bed at 8 o'clock instead of
Yep.
being up till
Yep.
midnight. I know how that
Yeah.
goes.
You guys do some marathon shows too. Like,
Oh, dude,
it's
if
hilarious.
I was still married, I would. If my kids were young, I would not be able.
You're gonna be doing them, yeah. But you got's time, brother.
I got nothing but time, right? It's like, and when I wake up and I'm tired and work or whatever, and I just tell myself, it's your damn fault you stayed up so late watching Punk or, chatting on that stupid stream. You didn't need to be on there. So I just drink more coffee and smile and say I'm going to take a nap when I get home.
Yeah, I got to get you on another Who's in the Shop. I'm lining up guests right now. I've got some really good guests, I think, lined up for the next few months.
I mean, any night of the week except for Tuesdays, really, I'm free.
Yep.
I mean, I mod different channels almost every night of the week, but that's, that can be taken off some of the time. I'll definitely see you on the Rad Show Friday. Action Joe, I'm always there. And he says goodnight to you, man. And the AOA. Long live the AOA.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks,
Keep
Josh.
living the adventure. That's what you're supposed to say.
Keep living the adventure and cheers.
That's right. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying as far as getting guests and trying to line up some guests, and I'm going to be probably reaching out to a lot of people here who haven't been on the show. And I just love talking to people, that, and it's always fun. Yeah. But I got some good guests, I think, lined up. I'm waiting to hear back from a couple people that I think it could be really fun guests, but we'll see.
Well, if you ever have, like a day and you got a show plan and someone cancels, just hit me up, brother. I mean,
right.
Like I said, as long as it is a Tuesday night, I'm down.
Yep. I know you'll always be there to do it. Yeah, I'm trying to shoot for like Saturdays. I was doing Thursdays, but now when school starts, I won't be doing Thursdays.
Saturdays I usually go have a couple beers with my brother around dinner time, and when it gets colder out and darker out earlier, I go earlier. So it usually ends up being a late lunch, and then I come home, sit around, and tinker whatever until Clubhouse starts at 10 o'clock Saturday nights. And then
that's awesome. Saturday Night Clubhouse is that's a. So if you guys who've ever watched that, like Cause, I don't know if Cause has ever been on there, but that's a trip.
That show goes everywhere, man. You never know what's going to happen on that show.
That show goes late.
We've had people show their prelapses or prolapses, and we've had people almost fight on the show. We've had,
oh, it's a wild show.
Crazy stuff happen on that show. Man.
There's a lot of really good in our community. I mean, our toy community, our niche here. There's a lot of really good shows going on right now. There's something for everybody, I think.
I think the biggest problem I have now is just that. And Nolan just subbed you. Thanks, Nolan. That's awesome.
Thanks, buddy.
And there's just so much of it, right? Like
Mhm.
even like I struggle sometimes just to even catch like some of the stuff you put out, right? And
Yep.
it's like because Punk's putting out stuff all day long every day because he's just obsessed, right? He's a crazy man. Um, then he does 2 lives every week,
Yep.
sometimes 3 that on his channel that I'm on. Then I got my own channel. Then I got all the other people that I know, and it's just like holy shit. And I can't watch, right? Like I cannot watch ToyTube all day every day. There's
I
some
can't
people
either.
that do, right? And I'm just like I cannot even
Yeah, I
deal
try to
with
jump
it.
on the live streams and like the live streams and just
Yeah,
leave a couple comments for everybody when I'm.
that's what I do. I try,
Yeah.
popping in, leaving the like, watching my 15, 20 seconds, whatever it takes to get in the view, and then I, pop somewhere else. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
so
try to.
now that Nolan's subbed to you, right? You're ToyTube official now, in case you didn't know, right? Nolan is the key for the ToyTube official. Right?
Oh
He
yeah,
he pops into every live ToyTube chat there possibly is.
that's
I don't
cool.
know
You will.
how he does it, but he does it somehow or other. He's magic.
Well, cool. We'll be on the lookout. I think I've got some. I think I've
What's
got
up,
some
Brad?
cool guests. I got some cool
Yeah,
guests lined
definitely. I
up.
catch all your what's in the shops. I try to catch your updates, and
Yeah.
then like I saw Columbia pop up, and I'm like, oh, I got to find time to watch that. Then it was like 2 days later, I was sitting here, and it was late at night, and I was like, I really need to go to bed, but I'm just not ready for bed yet, right? I was like scrolling through YouTube, and all of a sudden, like your thing came up, and like, oh hell yeah, I'm watching this right now. I'm gonna,
I wrote
kill the
that
last 10,
story.
15 minutes before I.
I wrote that story. I didn't write it. I just came up with that story on the fly one day in my workshop.
Yeah,
I boxed everything up, went out to the farm, and shot it. And it was just like I did it like that, and then came home, processed it, had it done in like 2 or 3 weeks.
do you use the iPhone movie app? Is that what you're processing
Yep,
on? Or
I do it.
yeah,
Yeah, I use it on my Mac. I take all
yeah,
my photos with my iPhone. I pop them into iMovie on my Mac. I modify some photos with Toyleet is what it's called. It's an
yeah,
app
yeah,
on my iPhone. I use that, um, and I create some images with Chat GPT if I need like backgrounds or whatever.
yeah.
I'll do that. But yeah, a lot of it's just done on the cheap, you know.
Yeah, when I was working on the Brits thing, uh, my partner and I at the time, that's what we were making our commercials on
Mm-hmm.
was the iMovie. But
iMovie is great. I mean, it's real simple to use.
yeah, exactly.
Um, there's a lot of guys out there that use a way better stuff
Oh hell
and
yeah,
make a really good
there's
stuff.
always guys using better stuff, right? But
Yep. I just like to keep it really cheap
you
and
can have my theory
campy.
is you can have the best equipment, best apps, best programs, whatever. But if your story sucks
Your
or your
story
props
sucks.
suck or
Yep.
whatever, it still sucks, right? Look at some of
Yep.
the movies that come out, millions of
Yep.
dollars, and the movie sucks, right? Because it's
Yep.
just a bad story.
A good storyline can
Yep.
really help any
Good
bad.
storyline can let you
That's,
forgive some of the bad filming and stuff, right?
yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
rather watch like a Tarantino movie that's done in old 8 millimeter film on, and then instead of some of these new stuff, right?
Yeah, for sure. Uh, yeah, I like small indie films.
Yeah,
Not all of them, but some of them, But no, man, it's still fun for me. I know you found a new niche, and I've kind of found a new niche too, doing this stuff, and
yeah.
we've come a long way since the old Facebook days. Just throwing pictures out there all the
Oh yeah,
time. And there's a lot of guys that still do it. And there's a lot of guys who are really into the picture stuff.
yeah.
Like it's
I
real
love
crazy.
taking the pictures. That's why I like the Instagram model because
Hmm.
I can post the pictures. It's my Instagram, so no one's going to tell me that I can't do it, right? No one's going to
Right,
tell me that I can't post that. I
right.
don't post anything that goes against their guidelines, right? So it's
Hmm.
nothing unsafe or anything like that.
Yep.
And the comments I get are usually, either something like, "What was that?" or "Where'd you get that?" or "Did you make that?" whatever, or "Great shot, awesome," whatever, right?
Yeah.
The negativity that was going on at Facebook, especially like in 2015 and 2018, around that time when I think I left in 2018. When I left, it's just horrendous, dude. It was like, well, firsthand
Oh,
from
sure. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
stuff you got, right?
Yeah. I left for a while, and I came back when my YouTube channel started kind of heating up a little bit. But I'm almost to the point now where I'm thinking about. I have my Facebook page, which is pretty popular, and then I have the Axis of Awesome page on Facebook. But it's just Facebook still sucks. I hate to say it, but
that's like the last group I created. There was I don't even remember what the hell it's called, but I left it with Matt Bill, and you know, he was running it with me most of the time anyway, so it worked out perfect. You know, I was like,
yeah,
I'm out, right? It's all yours.
yeah,
I think I left him and Angelo as
yeah. I think Angelo still does still does it. Yeah, you know, and I got away from Facebook and then started this YouTube channel on the low.
Yeah.
And nobody really equated the two. Like, this is Jeff from, the Facebook GI Joe group.
Yeah.
Not for a long time.
Nope.
And but I've noticed, I don't know if YouTube's getting to be as toxic as what it was back then, but you've kind of noticed, not on my channel really a lot, but I do notice some of the comments. They're probably bots on some stuff. I would say some of my videos, but I'm getting some more. Maybe it's because I'm getting more subs. I'm getting some more scumbags.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's
I appreciate that.
Thanks, to be expected. So I mean,
yeah, there's always going to be backlash, right? And the more popular you become, right? Punk suffered the same thing, you know what I mean?
Yep.
He's at 1,000, and there was, the guys that he knew or had some kind of relationship with already, liked him or didn't like him. And the more he's, grown, the further reach he has, there's more people that just come in there with like the dumbass comments or, it's like, come on, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's probably that's the toughest part about doing live streams, right? Is the comments. You don't know what you're going to get. You're going to get bots in there, and God forbid you have it happen. But
well, that's like, I mod for Hella Dope Toys, and I've modded for them basically since like their 5th show. And a couple months back, there was a guy in the chat, right? He was really cool, seemed like a cool guy. I've interacted with him before in other chats, and he started just like getting real snarky with everybody, right? And I can't remember what the hell we were talking about. And I was like, dude, listen, you gotta chill, or I'm gonna block you from the channel, right?
Butcher.
And he's like, I dare you. Go ahead and do it. I was like, come on, dude. Right? So I did it. And like the next day I'm on YouTube and I'm on my channel, and he leaves this video or his comment on one of my videos that was like, you look like you got testosterone deficiency syndrome or something like that, right? I'm like, dude, grow the fuck up, man. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's you can kind of tell sometimes who those guys are, if they're real or not. But
the funny thing is, right? It's like this guy was somebody I've interacted with, not a lot, but enough in other chats and stuff that I didn't. I figured if I said, "Dude, just calm down," right? Because it wasn't like he was just getting himself worked up and then wouldn't drop that, his opinion, right? It was like, I don't know if he was drunk or what happened that night, but he hasn't shown back up. So,
how's you guys' channel doing since you guys kind of redid everything?
It's grown a little bit.
Yeah.
Our biggest struggle right now is we got to get some standard content out there. It's not live streams, but I'm working on a couple projects. Travis is working on a couple of projects. With Travis, I'll probably see them in 7 years. So, love you, Travis. But I'm trying to do like a series called Behind the Creek. So kind of like just videos of me walk through the woods, searching for places to take pictures, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe throw like the pictures that I take, once at the end of the video. And then I'm going to start doing, I'm not sure I'm going to do this yet. I want to do some, Dio stuff, but I don't want to show like a full Dio build like Radnom does or like some of these other guys. Right? Just little pieces and things like I posted a couple of shorts on my YouTube channel for like doing wood grain and foam and doing
saw those, yep.
I mean, like the one got like 60,000 views, right?
That's
in like
great.
A weekend, right? But it's like there's only so much you can do in that kind of thing in shorts, right? So I need a video that's like 5 minutes long of, like really finishing a whole wood porch or something like that, right? And it's a little more in detail stuff. But
yeah, I try to catch almost all your videos.
Yeah. The standard content is definitely what brings the subs, right? The lives help people know who you are, but it doesn't get you subs. It barely
No,
gets you likes most of the time because people just start watching and they don't think about hitting the like button.
no, they don't do that very often either. You always got to tell them, especially during the lives, to hit the
Mhm.
like button. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. The YouTube, I don't try to, I don't personally try to figure out the algorithm.
Yeah.
I just make what I want to make and just put it out there, and I don't really care.
I
I've
don't
had
believe the
people.
YouTube algorithm exists because I can watch one episode or one show with something, and next
Hmm.
thing you know, my YouTube is just full of that stuff, right?
Hmm.
Even though I watch mostly toy tube and a couple other topics, right, like
Right.
Bigfoot and things like that. I go watch. I watched. Someone had one of the old Young Indiana Jones Chronicles episodes on the other night, right?
Right.
So I watched it because I was like bored. It was like
Yeah.
now I got them all. It's all Indiana Jones. I'm like, okay, I don't think the YouTube algorithm works right.
Yeah.
How's the
Well,
Troy greetings?
hey, what's up? Yeah, it's just yeah, it's an odd thing. Subs are weird. I mean, it's kind of they come in waves, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And then of course it sucks because you get to you like say you hit like some kind of milestone you set for yourself, right? Right, like 500. I
Mhm.
can't wait to see 500. Right. I did this on Instagram too. Can't wait to see 500. Can't wait to see 1,000. And you get to that point, and then like they do this cleansing where they get rid of all like the bot, uh, you know,
They
subs and
do.
followers, right?
They
And
do.
next thing you know, you drop like 8. And you're like, what the hell? I
Yeah.
made my goal, and now I'm not there anymore.
Yeah, I've been sitting at like 2690 for like maybe a week or two,
Yeah,
and it's just like it's just odd, you know. And it's just I don't pay attention to it though because I just
I
it
don't pay
just
attention to the numbers anymore either.
doesn't matter.
I only watched the Instagram numbers just when I was first starting out to see kind
Yep.
of gauge what people were into and see how much was it really worth my time to go out and take pictures as much as I was doing it, right, and posting and sharing it and stuff. Not that I cared because I was doing it for myself, but I just was trying to see what got more engagement. And there's really nothing. I mean, hashtags didn't matter what the picture was,
Nope.
right?
Nope.
It's unless you're someone like Punk, who's known as a GI Joe guy now because he's created himself into that,
Hmm.
and he gets lots of likes and subs from GI Joe content, nothing from other content. Me, I started out with everything, so I don't have that problem, right? I was doing
Yeah.
12-inch, I was doing 3 3/4 inch, I was doing GI Joe, Valaverse, Conan, whatever, right? It was all over the place, so I never had a lane that I was in. So
That's kind of how I mean. I'm probably known for more of a GI Joe's channel, but I review a lot of different stuff. I was doing beer reviews there for a while,
oh yeah,
and I enjoyed before I quit drinking, I enjoyed doing the beer reviews. They got maybe like 60 views, which I was like, oh, this is interesting. I always paired it with the toy, but
yeah,
nobody really YouTube really didn't push it. So
nope.
coincidentally, I just I decided to quit drinking, and then those kind of ended, and
Well, maybe
but
you
yeah,
should go back and do like juice, juice and fig reviews or something.
Yeah,
Like this is simply fresh, pure orange juice.
uh,
Man,
yeah.
I don't think it has the same appeal as the whiskey or the beer.
No, it doesn't. But yeah, I mean, it is fun. It's still fun to do the
You still
YouTube
smoke
stuff.
cigars. You could pair
I
a flicker
do.
with a
I
cigar
do. Well,
review.
that's what I love about Same Time Toys. Holy
Oh
shit.
yeah,
Those guys fucking chain smoke on there, and I'm
oh
always
yeah,
just sitting there laughing at them. I'm like, these
dude.
guys,
Shane was at Joe Fest, right?
they're
And
characters.
man, that guy was out smoking like he's talking to us. He'd be like, "I'll be right back," right? Come back, talk for like 5 seconds. I'll be right back. And I'm like, "Holy shit, dude!"
He's funny. He's a
Yeah,
character
Shane's a
too.
good guy, man.
He
I
is.
never met him until Joe Fest, and I
Yeah.
talked to him online and stuff, on chats. But I mean, yeah,
I'll
he's a great
tune
guy.
I'll tune into their Smoking Joe's
Oh
show,
yeah,
and I'm just laughing because there's all three of them on there. Sometimes there's a four. Sometimes I can't remember. There's always three, and they're hilarious. I
oh
mean,
yeah.
they're just
Well, they're all a
fucking
bunch of cigarette and dope smokers, man.
I know. I
They're just a
know.
bunch of they are like normal guys, right? They're not out to impress anybody. They're just having a
I
fun
love it. I love
chatting,
it.
right?
they're just being authentic, and it's funny.
Yeah.
I love tuning into their stuff because it's
I
just
think
like
those shows are like, really becoming popular, right? Where people are
the best shows.
less concerned with the production value and this is the topic. We got to stay on topic. We can only talk these talking points.
Yep.
And, you know,
Yep.
when the shows are too, like, people are using YouTube now as their TV, right?
Yeah.
If they want the news, they'll tune into the news. But even at that point in time, they like Robo don't know on his channel on Saturday mornings. He does like a weekly rewind where he reviews like the toy news, right? But he's still entertaining about it. He's still a goofy guy. He's still funny, right? He's got energy and brings it.
Yeah.
If he was to sit there and just be like, Fresh Monkey Fiction, release this guy who go up for pre-order on blah blah. No one's gonna watch that shit, right? Because
No,
people are
I'm
using
not.
YouTube as their entertainment and their TV now. That's all there is to it, right? So if you're not entertaining, you might as well forget it, right? You're not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's kind of why I started doing my Sunday in the shop live stream. Because I'm just down there in my workshop. This is what I'm doing. Now that I got my new internet, I can do that more often now, and just you're seeing me doing the things I do. Like this is who I am.
Yeah.
I mean, um,
Well, like you
so-
watch like some of those do-it-yourself channels and things, right? Like the
Yeah.
people that are out there actually doing it while they're filming live are the ones that are getting, views. The people that are doing like, I did this and then I did that, like step by step. People like that stuff, but people want to like read that or watch that when they're wanting to watch it.
Yeah, those guys that can do it
Like
live.
when you need to change your light bulb in a car, you don't know how to change a light bulb in, right? You go to YouTube and you're like, how do I change a car light bulb in a,
YouTube mechanics, man.
2018, right? Whatever. And then you watch that video. But other than that, when you turn on YouTube at nighttime or whatever, you just want something to laugh at, something that's going to, entertain you or interest you, right? Like I watch a lot of cryptid and alien shit all the time, and it's just.
I do too. I watch a lot of conspiracy theory stuff.
Yeah.
My algorithm is full of. I have a wild algorithm right now. It's full
you
of
and me both.
It's full of like Malaysian boat racers, kids on Malaysian, the little kids that are doing the dance shit.
Yeah.
Paku Jawar or whatever. And then it's conspiracy theories, toys, politics, fucking.
And this is the other thing about being entertaining, what Troy's saying here, right? Like he watches the lives while creating stuff. And Troy often listens while he's working and doing other stuff, So it's like if your voice isn't entertaining, it doesn't matter what your production value is because half the people aren't watching. They're just listening while they're driving, when they're doing something else.
Yep.
Because that's what people do now.
That is. And it's a new way to consume media. And
yep.
That's the best thing about YouTube. Like we talked about all the bad things about social media, but the good things are you get to meet interesting people and people get the authentic people get to put their hobbies out there and you can get to share with people.
That's the only reason that I go to Joe Fest now, right? Is I get to hang out with Punk and Tony and a bunch of the other guys, right? That I would have never met had it not been for this wonderful YouTube thing. And now I consider them, like our parents always said, like I always told my kids, right? Your friends aren't your real friends online. Now it's like my friends are online, but I've met most of them. So funny, I've known you the longest and haven't met you yet.
There's Dan DiBiase just jumped in.
Yeah, what's up, Dan?
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the best things about YouTube for me too. Is like I have building the Axis of Awesome community by complete accident, and seeing what that's become has been really cool.
Yeah,
fun.
You got nominated leader by default, and against your will.
Oh, I hate being a leader of anything, But it's been pretty fun to see that, and didn't reconnect with you has been really, really awesome.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And just seeing everybody doing well is kind of like that's the best thing. I mean, I've met thanks to you guys, I met Punk. He's a character.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like me, right? I would have never met Adam if it wasn't for watching the show, and Pat. Not that I've met them, but met him online and stuff, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's a wild thing, and that's the best part about YouTube and this community and just the toy community in general. And it's fun, man.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's super dope. Well, buddy,
anyway, you got anything coming up that you want to promote before we call it quits?
Let's see. I'm just doing Japanese July right now. I got some cool videos coming up, and
you're halfway through.
Yep, I'm restarting the live stream. Will start back up in August, and then we're gonna go on hopefully till the end of the year. Then obviously Golden Skull in October start. And that's about it, man. You can find me, like you said, like you posted, Skunkworks Studios. Find me on Instagram, Skunkworks Studios. And, I look forward to coming on whenever you need me, man, and definitely getting
All
you on
right,
a
bro.
What's in the getting you in the Who's in the Shop.
Yeah, definitely.
I do
Anytime.
want to come on sometime and talk with wrestling. I think Travis says he said Shawn Michaels is the best wrestler of all time. Is that what him and Punk both said? Like, are they out of their minds?
That's what they like to walk around and boast. That,
I don't know if
but
I'd even
even
be proud of
Sergeant
that.
Slaughter said that Bret Hart's better than Shawn Michaels. So I mean,
I don't even know if I'd be proud of that to even go around saying that. I mean, that's
Yeah.
like saying that Scarlett's the best
Well,
GI Joe or American hero character.
you look at the source that is saying
I
that
know,
stuff.
I know. One guy's a Michigan man, and the other guy's from where's Travis from?
Like 3 hours away from me in New York.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah.
He's
I
one of
think
those. He's one of those upstate New Yorkers, right?
Okay.
So they're kind of near Albany. They're near the capital, so they're kind of highfalutin and think they're.
I think I saw Travis. I think he came up on my Facebook friend
Saw
request. He
Jim
was wearing a Penn State shirt, which that tells me a lot about him.
He's partial to $1 million. I don't know why, DiBiase.
Oh boy. Man. Well, I'll die on the Ric Flair hill. I'll die on Ric Flair hill.
Ric Flair was definitely one of the best, probably. I mean, he's in the top. He's in the Mount Rushmore of wrestlers for sure.
Yeah, I'll die on that hill. Yeah, I can't look at Shawn Michaels without laughing. A guy who comes to the ring in a Judas Priest outfit, let's pump the brakes on him.
The thing is like, I remember and you probably do too, right? Back when it was Marty Jannetty and Michaels and the Rockers,
oh yeah,
right,
for sure.
And I used to laugh, because like they were the good guys, right? So of course you liked them because they were the good guys, right? But
they're a cheap knockoff of the Midnight Express,
right? Exactly. That's exactly what it was, right? It was like, come on. Junkyard Dog was good, yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to come on and talk wrestling sometime.
Well, we'll get sometime. Travis, if you get Travis started on wrestling, dude, I'm just telling you, you will not get him to stop. So
I'll just sit and talk shit the whole time.
Yeah, he'll tell you all the reasons why Shawn Michaels is the best. But.
Oh my God, yeah, I'll sit there.
He
and
never did say that Shawn Michaels is better than Flair, just better than Bret Hart. So I mean, there is that. But.
Yeah. Well,
I was always a Hart Foundation guy when I was a young kid, though, man.
When Vince,
I loved the Hart Foundation.
When Vince was pushing those guys back in the '90s, who knows what he was on, and who knows what he was doing. Now that we know, now that we know what Vince was doing, right. Who knows?
All those guys will talk. Well, not all of them, but the majority of them will talk about the pain medicine and the drugs.
Yeah.
And, all the stuff, right? It's like
Vince.
That's why so many of them die young and have brain problems from aside from falling on the concrete floor and stuff.
That's
right?
That's what I've always told my buddies. I'm like, everybody cries about the NFL and the brain injuries. I'm like, you guys don't know shit about the 1980s and wrestling.
Right.
There's like 75% of those guys are dead right now, and nobody gives a shit about it.
Nope. Hogan, he fucked up his back doing his famous leg drop over and over and over again, because just jarred his tailbone.
Fucking the Canadian crippler Chris Benoit murders his wife and kids and kills himself, and nobody says a word about
Randy
it.
Savage goes off the deep end. Hogan went off the deep end.
If that was an NFL player that did that, we would have ESPN and everybody be talking about traumatic brain injury and but wrestler does it, nobody gives a shit. Yeah. So
they'd have all the wrestlers coming down in those stupid headsets and everything else now, though.
Oh God, I can't watch it now. They're too pretty. There's too much for production. There's no characters.
It's too much formula now. Yeah. I mean, yes, it was always a production, right? It was always a soap opera, but it's overproduced now, right?
Yeah, you watch Dark Side of the Ring, and you see those guys from the 70s and 80s and even early 90s, and you see just how flawed and damaged they are, and they're still going out there doing awesome performances, and you're just like, you'll never see that again.
No.
Well, it's like a perfect storm.
You'll never see somebody like, Stone Cold Steve Austin become like the face of the company, right? Because he's not the right character for it, right?
It's a different world, a different reality, a different culture. So, yeah. Well, hey, man, I better jump off of here.
Yeah,
I got to go work tomorrow.
Hang on for a second when we end here, Jeff. I want to talk to you for a minute.
Okay. I appreciate you having me on, man.
Thanks for coming on, Jeff. Everybody else, thanks for stopping in. And go buy your Bigfoots at BBTS for the Loose Collector. up for pre-order, $109. And Chatsworth from Fresh Monkey Fiction Monster Force, July 18th. And thank you, Nolan. And thank you, Mendoza. We don't have an trick video because I threw this one up on my other platform. So everybody have a great night.